New pitcher for the San Luis Obispo Blues is Eric Kvidal, as Wald Vogel, the 9-hitter, rips that one through the left side for a base hit. It's 2 on and 1 out in the top half of the second inning. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We've been dealing with a lot here at the ballpark as of late. We are back. Kvidal is the new pitcher, the Mustang, from just down the road, San Luis Obispo. On the mound after Lardner went 1 inning and gave up 2 runs. Seagulls are looking to do damage again with 2 on and 1 out for the leadoff hitter Josh Hansen, who had a base hit in his last time he was up. First pitch from Kvidal is a slider for a called strike.
Kvidal hit Carson Chavez with that first pitch to begin the second, and then the strikeout swinging to Galvin. He climbed the ladder, got the left fielder to swing and miss and chase after it. And then there you go, Wald Vogel single to put runners on first and second for the leadoff man, Hansen.
Hansen watches this fastball. Caruso tried to frame it, but it's low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out with 2 runners on here in the top half of the second inning. It's a 2-0 ball game. Robbie Lardner started this game. Gave up some soft contact that resulted in a couple of runs for the Santa Barbara Foresters, as Hansen fouls that one behind his back leg for strike 2.
It was kind of a frustrating day for Robbie. The first batter he faced was this one right here, Josh Hansen, and hit that bleeder single into right field. He eventually was out at second base, though, on a fielder's choice, but then it was Victorian who drove in Alan Ramirez, who reached on that fielder's choice, and then an error from Ardois scored a run as well.
Fouled off the end of the bat. We'll do the 1-2 again. Good slider there from Kvidal. Got a pretty bad swing from Hansen, but he was able to keep the bat in the zone long enough to make some contact with it. Fight it off, see another day. As Caruso and Kvidal will discuss real quick.
And again, if you weren't here on the first stream that we had before we had some technical issues, the main theme for this game for San Luis Obispo is focus. They're a half a game outside of a playoff spot, playing against a team who is not qualified for the playoffs anymore. They're mathematically eliminated. It's a light crowd tonight at Sinsheimer. The focus has to be 120%.
The must-win game for the Blues as Hansen fouls off another one.
This is a Seagulls team that has never really hit a groove all summer. 3 straight losses in a row for San Francisco. They're 7-21 on the year, and in those 21 losses, 7 of those were by 10 or more runs. The Blues handed them 1 of those. That was on June 12th when they beat them 13-1 at San Bruno City Park.
Caruso and Kvidal are going to talk it over again. It's back-to-back pitches that they're discussing something out there on the mound. Just making sure that they're on the same page before they throw the next pitch.
Yeah, you're in a game that we just said is a must-win one for San Luis Obispo, and they want to stay alive in this playoff race. It's really important that your battery is on the same track.
The 1-2 misses away. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hansen extending this at bat.
Kvidal kind of pulled that slider right there in the other batter's box. Not executed to how he'd like. Maybe tried to nibble at the outer half, but to me it just looked like he yanked it a little bit too much.
2 looks at second. Here's the pitch. Slider that's hit well into deep center field. Royal chases it. He catches it a couple steps in front of the warning track. No tag from either of the runners. 97 off the mat. It's hit well, but just a little too high.
Yeah, that's the Seagulls' new leadoff man, Josh Hansen, and he's giving it to Cal Berkeley for a reason. This one didn't look like it was hit too hard off the barrel, but somehow, some way, he found a way to almost hit triple digits on the exit velocity number. That's 2 pretty good hits for Hansen this afternoon. One of them was a bleeder single, but you could write that one up as a quality at bat if you fly out to center field and almost hit 100 miles an hour.
Kvidal trying to get out of this 2 on with 2 out jam now, as it'll be Alan Ramirez, who was the one who reached on a fielder's choice and scored the first run of this game. His ball was chopped on the ground pretty softly right back up the middle, and Murillo made a diving play to stop it. and throw it to O'Hara at second to get the first out of the first inning. Kvidal throws a slider, and this one's ripped down the line. Past the glove of the diving Ardois. He thought it was foul. One run is going to score. Here's the throw to third. It is not in time.
Man, and this ball was hugging the third base chalk. Ardois tried to bargain with the field umpire, trying to say that this one was foul. From our vantage point, it looked fair to me. It was a good effort from Ardois, though. Nothing else he could really do. Just a perfectly placed seeing eye double from Alan Ramirez, who rolled that one into left, and the Seagulls extend 3-0.
Dean is out talking to the umpire now, trying to figure out how that ball was fair.
It was inside the chalk.
Now, Ardois seemed pretty passionate that it was foul. Going to be hard to overturn this. There's no way anybody had a look down the line. It was definitely very close.
And we've seen all sorts of calls be challenged by Dean Traynor. He's getting in the face of the home plate umpire. He's also passionate about getting this to go his way as well. There might need to be reinforcements as the first base umpire is kind of meandering down the first base line, maybe thinking about heading towards Dean. And Dean's closing off his shoulders to the home plate umpire, but he'll head back.
Get up there and sign up. This is your chance to relive glory days. We can play Bruce Springsteen glory days the whole time. Get on up there, $99.
Seagulls lead it now, 3-0. They've scored runs in both the first and the second inning. That one right there, a double down the line from Alan Ramirez. It scored Carson Chavez, who reached via hit by pitch. Another loss of focus moment on the hit by pitch, and it comes back to haunt the Blues as Kvidal yanks that first pitch fastball to Caden Victorian. The only other Seagull with an RBI in today's game, other than Ramirez, who stands on second, hit an RBI single, a stolen base, and later scored in the first. Here's the 1-0. Misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. And Nate was talking about the importance of this game. We're playing a Seagulls team that's completely eliminated from playoff contention. And when you look around the league, you have the Crawdads and the Stompers playing together. Two teams against each other, two teams that are above you in the standings. So one of them will drop a game today, as the 2-0 is a slider for a called strike. And you have the Alameda Merchants playing the Menlo Park Legends. The Legends in 5th place behind the Blues, 3.5 games back of the Blues, and the Alameda Merchants above the Blues. So you're either going to be able to gain a game on a team below you or gain a game on a team above you if you're the Blues in today's ball game. If you're able to win, as that one is one hop to Ardois, in and out of his glove. O'Hara fields it to throw to first, and Smith can't pick it. Scoring is both Waldvogel and Alan Ramirez as Victorian slides into second safely.
Blues have had back-to-back games with no errors, and their record improved to 5-2 when they have no errors. And already in 2 innings, they have 2 of them. An error at third base from Sam Ardois, who just completely botched a ground ball at third. It just happened again here as Ardois moved to his left. O'Hara did a nice job trying to recover as he was standing right next to the third baseman, a dart over to first. But it's Gavin Smith, who is over at first base, who doesn't play in that spot often, usually a corner outfielder or a third baseman for Harvard. And he's at first today, a new spot for him, and that's just not going to work out in that equation.
You know, it was a good effort from O'Hara. He unfortunately is going to get the error on that play. But Ardois, I mean, that was a one-hop right to his glove side. That is a play as a Division I infielder you have to make 110 times out of 100. That is a play you just cannot make an error on.
And he knows that he can make that play. I watch him in batting practice every single day. He makes that play every time a ground ball is hit to him.
First pitch, half swing, he went around, says the home plate umpire for strike 1. It's Jackson Bird, one of 3 Seagulls to strike out in today's ball game. That one was to Lardner in the first inning.
This is one of those innings, if an old school manager like Dean Traynor gets a hold of these guys after it, it's going to be rough.
Fastball called strike 2.
One of those moments where you circle around, guys, get in here. You just get lit up before your at-bats.
Hit by pitch, strikeout, base hit, fly out, double, and an error have given the Seagulls 3 runs in this inning. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on the changeup and got Bird for the second time in today's ball game, but 3 runs come across on 2 hits and an error, 1 left on second base. The Blues trail it 5-0 as we head into the bottom of the second inning, which is brought to you by SLO County Golf. Leading off for the Blues, it's Sam Ardoin, an inning brought to you by SLO County Golf with 3 incredible locations in San Luis Obispo, Atascadero, and Morro Bay that offer a unique combination of beautiful scenery and affordable prices. Head over to slowcountygolf.com to book your next tee time.
Ryan, you were right. They did make some improvements to Chalk Mountain. I was over there, and they were actually working on them as I was getting ready to hit off the first tee.
There we go. Ardoin hits that one high in the air out to right center field. Racing over to get it is Hansen, and he'll make a one-handed grab on the warning track. 97 off the bat from Ardoin. A little too high up in the air. Floated long enough for Hansen to get there.
Yeah, a ton of backspin on that fly out from Sam Ardoin. Definitely got a big piece of that one. Hansen was just able to track into the right center gap. That's a tough break for Sammy. Again, power stroke going the opposite way. That's where he's successful, and he almost had extra bases here, but unfortunately for Ardoin, Hansen was playing pretty deep already.
6 quality at bat for Sam Ardoin. But the Blues trail at 5-0. They're looking for base runners at this point, looking to chip into this lead any way they can. As Hart, designated hitter, left-handed hitter, watches ball 1.
Logan Hart is a former Seagull right here. Played for San Francisco in 2024.
Swing and a miss at the changeup, had him fooled. The aces are free, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. And yeah, when the Seagulls came to town, he played against the San Luis Obispo Blues in the first game of the series. He pinch hit in the 9th and grounded out as he swings and misses at the slider. And then in the second game, he came down to SLO and played against the Blues. He started in right field, batted 6th, and he went 1 for 4 in that game. Was intentionally walked as he swings and misses at that one for strike 3.
Now, Blues hitters just look lost up there against Finn Whalen. Furness strikes out. Now Logan Hart strikes out on the changeup. The big left-handy DH just came up empty that time.
Blues energy is just low today. After an error in the first and an error in the second, that have resulted in 5 total runs for the Seagulls. The offense has not been there. Pretty lazy at bats as Gavin Smith watches a fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. He's got to figure out a way to lock it back in, try to come back and get a win over the San Francisco Seagulls as Smith half swings, but it's a called strike. 0-2 to Gavin Smith. first baseman, rocking the red off-color batting gloves. Standing up straight in that right-handed batter's box, filling it out from front to back, now waggles his front foot as he slices that one the other way, but it is going to fall foul.
I really liked what I saw today on Gavin Smith in batting practice, working to all fields. He's got that swing that can hit it hard to every single part of the diamond. He sprayed it in the right center gap, in the left center gap. Either way, it was the same sound off the bat. That's always a healthy sign for a hitter. Really liked Gavin Smith's BP today. Hopefully it can translate into the game for him.
The Blues could use it. Yet to record a hit in today's game as he watches that fastball up and away for ball one.
Smith recorded a hit the last time he played a game, though, on July 9th against the Foresters. Went 2 for 4 and scored a run. One of the better days against Santa Barbara on that game.
1-2. Misses away. Changeup floated up and out of the zone for ball 2. Deuces wild to first baseman Gavin Smith. Yet to see him in that position this summer. And so far, he hasn't even had a ball hit to him. As that one misses down. For that matter, he hasn't even had a play where the ball has been thrown to him and it hasn't been a throwing error. Full count, swung on a miss, strike 3. An ugly swing from Gavin Smith ends the second inning. The Blues, we trail it by 5, heading in to the third on the SLO Blues streaming network. Bergen, Brewer, Chavez due up in the top half of the third inning for the San Francisco Seagulls, facing Eric Kvidal in his second inning of work. Kvidal gave up 3 runs as that one is hit high and deep to left field. As the wind catches it, knocks it down, and camping under it is Andrew Raymond. 1 pitch, 1 out to the designated hitter, Berman.
Yeah, first pitch swinging there was Bergen, and he liked that tasty fastball right there, just a tad underneath it. You talk about that jet stream out left. It caught a little bit of it, but I think just a tad too high, and Raymond could easily make the play flat-footed for the first out. That's a good out for Kvidal, too. These are 2 innings for San Luis Obispo where they have just needed to get to work immediately. These 2 frames, they've had leadoff base runners.
Fastball misses high, and I think the Blues would benefit at the plate if they could get a quick inning on the field. Just had some pretty ugly innings thus far. Last inning, a hit by pitch and an error, as that one is swung on and fouled between the legs of the catcher Crusoe. The first inning, you had an error that allowed a run and a wild pitch, so a couple of mistakes in the first 2 innings. And the Blues trying to bounce back now, down 5-0, and A very crucial game when it comes to the playoff standings. Blues are 15-12. Seagulls 7-21 this season as Kvidal yanks that fastball up and away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 swung on and chopped foul.
Anything is possible for these Blues, right? We saw magic happen this past season in 2024, a 10-game winning streak to cap out the year. Unfortunately, they fell to the Sonoma Stompers in the wild card game. But this was a team that was somewhat dead to rights before that 10-game winning streak.
2-2 misses high, count runs full.
That's the beauty about summer ball. You just don't really know what's going to happen. And baseball is already a game like that, where you can never predict anything. I said earlier today that no one really knows what they're talking about. So you never know with the Blues, honestly.
That one runs inside and clips Jake Brewer. He's hit by a pitch in the full count.
Here's what I do know. You're not going to have success if you hit 2 batters in 2 innings.
It's been a struggle for Kvidal. He's a guy who likes to work the inside part of the plate, but sometimes can get a little wild, get a little too far inside. Last time we saw him, he went a good 6 innings. Didn't hit any batters in that game, but in his debut as a Blue here at the ballpark, in his 4 innings, he gave up 5 runs, walked a couple batters, and hit a batter. First pitch is a ball. To Carson Chavez, today's catcher. And now a runner on first and 1 out in Jake Brewer. Chavez is 9 for 54 this season, 166 average with 7 RBIs. He swings and hits that one off the end, and it's going to bleed into center field for a base hit. Royal will glove it and get it back in. A 1-out hit for Carson Chavez. Has runner on first and second with 1 out for Mac Galvin.
That's another pesky hit collected by San Francisco. The first one of the day from Josh Hansen was also hit off the end of the bat and just kind of flared into right field. That double down the left field line for Alan Ramirez, hogged the chalk, and now here, Carson Chavez caps one off the end of the bat and sinks it into center field for a base hit with 1 out.
Royal unhooked the trailer and tried to get there, but a little too much topspin on it as ball 1 is thrown up and away to Mac Galvin, and Caruso's going to go out and talk to Kvidal again. This is the 3rd mound visit between these two in today's game.
And it doesn't look like moments of, come on, man, you got this. It's more of like, what do you want to do on this pitch right here? How do you want to attack this guy? Is this the sign you want for this situation? Are you comfortable with that? It's more game strategy. It's not so much motivation at this point. Since there's been 3 meetings, it's way more than that. They're talking strategy.
Got to make sure that they're capitalizing here, trying to get out of this inning. You're already down 5. Be devastating to be down more than that. Blues yesterday scored 6 runs. Day before, 5. Been right around that 5 or 6 mark as of late, as that fastball misses upstairs.
And you kind of don't know, again, what kind of offense is going to show up that day for San Luis Obispo. Like yesterday against the Foresters, it was their best bats we've seen all season. One of the best times we've seen the Blues get up there with the sticks, and today it's just fallen flat.
2-0 swung on and fouled back. Kvidal gets one over against Mac Galvin, and it's 2 balls in 1 strike. Jake Brewer stands on second. He was hit by a pitch. Moved over to second on Carson Chavez's single. He stands on first. Mac Galvin struck out his first time. As he watches this one low and away for ball 3.
You talk about hit by pitches today for San Luis Obispo. Here's a guy who leads the team. Mac Galvin has 9 this summer. It's not even close. That's first place.
3-1. Swung on and hit high and deep into left field. On the run is Raymond. He's going to watch it fly off the top of the wall. He fields it off the wall. The throw home is a day late. And the Seagulls score 1 run on the longest and hardest hit single of the summer.
How is Matt Galvin only on first base? Well, I could probably tell you why, because Raymond fielded that ball off the wall. It's a very stiff surface out there in the outfield. There's no cushion. It's not a chain link fence. There's not a soft fabric on it. This is wood that has been sitting there for about 60 years. It's going to ricochet off it pretty hard. So because of that, Raymond was able to get it in quickly, and it was a pretty strong relay, actually. But Brewer got a good jump from second. He came around to score easily, and Chavez could only stay at first, or Galvin, rather.
Slider for a called strike. To Derek Waldvogel, singled and scored his last time. I would also say, I guess maybe the runner was pausing because he thought there was a chance that was going to be caught. But even then, that ball was hit deep enough. I feel like you should at least be on second and third.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I saw letters from Raymond going towards the fence. As a base runner, I'm probably not thinking it's going to be caught. I'm probably inching off the bag, sure, a little bit. And with 1 out, that's what you're taught to do at first and second base anyway. Ball's hit in the air, it's hit in front of you, you're inching halfway off the base. And that's what they were doing. You're not tagging in that scenario, so it's extra curious.
1-1, a slider that misses high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I would think if you see Raymond, you see his numbers, and he's continuing to run and run and run. Runner on first base, so in this case Chavez, I would probably be all the way at second base by the time that ball hits off the bottom of the wall.
Yeah.
Which then I can get another 90 feet before that ball gets in. It's a 2-1. It's a called strike. I wasn't watching over there, but I would think that maybe Chavez was not that far off the base, and so Galvin had to stand on the base and make sure he didn't pass him. Something along those lines. The Blues will take it. They're already down 6. They'll take anything they can get at this point. As Kvidal has Waldvogel in a 2-2 count. He swings and pops that one up and out of play to the 5th row of the orange row. And we'll do the 2-2 once again.
I kind of had that moment in my career. I was the guy who hit the baseball, though. The runners in front of me didn't get the right read with 1 out, and they were going to tag, and the coaches were going, no, let's go. This is over their heads. I hit a triple, and I was literally at the back pocket of the runner in front of me the whole time. He eventually came around to score, but I stopped at third.
2-2. Swung on and fouled off. Waldvogel, Skyline Community College, originally from San Mateo. 6'2", 210-pound redshirt freshman. Hasn't had an at-bat yet in his collegiate career. Getting some action here in the CCL as he lines that one up the middle for a base hit. Royal will play it on a hop. His throw home is cut off by Gavin Smith. A base hit. The second base hit of the day for Derek Waldvogel, and the 3rd in a row for the San Francisco Seagulls.
Yeah, bases juice now for the Gulls. And again, another sinker into center field. It's really hard to put all the blame on one part of the game so far. I mean, yes, you can look at the errors on the left side of the infield. Those were certainly costly. Those 2 errors never came around to score, though. Although one of them did cost a run, it's little bloopers like this that the Blues just can't seem to field, or not can't see them. They have no chance at fielding because it's just hit no man's land.
Now it's Josh Hansen, probably one of the better hitters, just when you look at colleges and numbers thus far this season for the Seagulls. Committed to Cal out of high school, spent a year there where he redshirted. That was last season, or excuse me, at USC. Now is committed to play at Cal. His fastball is spiked in the dirt and blocked by Caruso. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out to the leadoff hitter. Hansen from San Francisco proper. Committed to USC as the 6th ranked outfielder in California and the 25th ranked overall recruit in the state of California. So he swings and misses at that slider for strike 2.
Kvidal's trying to get a ground ball out of him right here. With 1 out, a 1-2 count, you're probably to get some sort of defensive swing. I want to see a slider here from Kvidal, see if he can hit a slow dribbler to O'Hara at short, and they can flip a DP to get out of the inning.
1-2, swung on and foul to the netting.
He goes for the fastball here. Kvidal wants to get the strikeout. That's the pitch he's most confident in right now, is that four-seam fastball. The slider has just been getting yanked a little bit too much for Eric. His feel isn't quite there this afternoon, so he goes with the heater, and Hansen's just a little tardy. He stays alive in the at-bat.
1-2 slider. This one is popped up and foul. On the run forward was Furness, but he watched it fall in foul territory. We will do the 1-2 once again. Hansen had led off this game with a base hit. That one was hit off the hands. And then he flew out on a ball that was hit really well into left center field. Royal made the play on the run. That was the second out of the second inning. He's now batting in the third inning. 3 innings, 3 plate appearances for the leadoff hitter, Josh Hansen, as he gets plunked. A hit by pitch with the bases loaded brings in Carson Chavez, and it's 7-0 Seagulls.
These are misses that can't happen, and that's a really bad miss from Kvidal. He tried to go up and in with the fastball and tie up the center fielder Hansen, but he missed by a long shot, and Dean Trainer is going to have a chat.
There is a righty getting loose for the Blues in their bullpen. It's Chase Rogers who's getting loose. And it looks like he's actually going to come into the game. Dean Trainer makes a move to the bullpen. Down 7 in the third inning. He'll have to face the 2-hitter, Alan Ramirez, after this on the Slow Blues streaming network. Alan Ramirez will hit now against the new pitcher, Chase Rogers. With ducks on the pond, the sidewinder pumps in a first pitch fastball that misses high for ball 1.
The bases stacked with Seagulls right now. They're already up 7-0 against the Blues, and I think it's important to note, in their 7 wins that they have this summer, only one of them they won by 7 or more runs.
Up by 7 right now as Rogers yanks that slider into the other batter's box. 2 balls and no strikes.
That was a 9-0 W on June 6th against the Sonoma Stompers. On the road.
35 days ago. As That slider is a called strike to Ramirez. 2 balls and 1 strike. Another slider, same spot, called a strike. Seagulls have only put up 7 or more runs once since June 22nd, as that one is hit off the hands and into right center field for a base hit. 1 runner scores. Here comes another. It's 9-0.
Again, these are rinky-dink little hits out into shallow parts of the outfield that Blues defenders never really have a chance to play on. It's nothing of the fault of the defender for the Blues. It's just they're just perfectly placed in the shallow parts of the outfield.
Blues down 9-0 to a Seagulls team who has only won 7 games this summer. So the Blues are fighting for a playoff spot. So that one is a called strike. From Rogers to Victorian, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He also reached on an error. That error in the second. Scored 2 runs. There's the 0-1. Swung on and hit on a line into left field for a base hit.
This is incredible. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen more broken bats the way that San Francisco is not finding barrel. I mean, it's off the hands, it's off the knuckles, it's off the end of the bat. I mean, San Francisco just gets luckier and luckier.
It is 10-0 Seagulls. And 7 straight batters have reached base safely for the San Francisco Seagulls. That right there also means that Eric Kvidal's day is done. Officially in the scorebook. As that one has popped up, a chance for the Blues to get a second out as Ardois catches it right on the warning track. Now it's Ethan Bergen. The Seagulls have officially batted around. Ethan Bergen led off this inning with a line out to left field. Following that, 7 straight Seagulls reached base safely until Jackson Bird, who just popped out in foul territory. Rogers throws that slider into the other batter's box. Cooper Bagby gets loose for the Blues. The Blues don't really have a bunch of arms to spare. We're going to have to see if some of these pitchers can chunk up some innings, as that one is knocked down by Ardois. His throw to first is on time. The Blues give up 5 runs on 5 hits. They hit a couple of batters, and they strand 2 in the 3rd inning. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. 10-0 Seagulls. Raymond leads it off. The Blues down by a million, looking to come back. Still got a lot of ball game. That's what they got going for them. So Raymond watches a changeup for ball one.
This is a game that has unraveled early and often for the Blues. It was never in their control, and now they got a steep hill to climb against the Seagulls.
Raymond, 2 hops to the second baseman, and throw to first is on time. 7 straight Blues retired. The Seagulls have more runs and hits than the Blues have had batters in this ballgame. And if the Blues were to go down in order in this inning, that would still stand, at least for the runs. It's Cade O'Hara, who last night wore the golden sombrero, went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts swinging. All of them ended the inning. The first, the third, the fifth, and the seventh all ended in a Cade O'Hara strikeout. As first pitch is a slider for a called strike.
Blues are just looking for a guy right now. Someone to light some sort of ember, some spark underneath them to get anything going against the Gulls.
As O'Hara softly lines that one to the shortstop, Victorian. It's the second out. Now let's talk about some baseball news that is fun. The Padres just scored. That's one. The other one is Cal Raleigh.
Yo, go Ryan.
38 home runs, and it's not even the break yet. Get this, the Mariners are up 12-3 over the Tigers right now. Skubal started, and the Mariners were able to get to Skubal. Cal Raleigh has hit both of his home runs after Skubal has come out of the game. But Julio Rodriguez hit a 440-foot home run against Skubal. That ended Skubal's day, actually.
That's a controversial all-star right there, too, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, 440 is no joke.
No, it's not. He can do that. That's never been a question. The question has been his sub-700 OPS as an all-star.
Murillo, base hit! There goes the no-hitter, and the Blues are on the board. A base hit in the bottom of the third with 2 outs. Diego Murillo, he's 4 for his last 5.
Roll out the red carpet, pop the champagne. Birthday boy who was 3 for 4 yesterday. Of course he came through with the first base hit of the day for the Blues.
Number 50, E.J. Royal. Let's hear it, Blues fans.
That is something that this Blues offense can cling on to after what has been a very disastrous first 3 innings defensively. Royal has a chance to keep the inning alive as he watches ball 1 inside. Royal popped out to the shortstop to start this game. Murillo, conservative lead for his standards off of first. As Royal swings and misses at the slider. The back pick is not in time. It's close. Murillo able to slide back safely.
Trying to catch Diego Lackett. We talked about the smaller lead than he has than usual. Well, that secondary is very aggressive. That's why the catcher Chavez thought he had a chance to throw it back over to first because of how far Murillo was off the base.
Pick over to first is not in time.
And I'm not really sure why the Seagulls are so concerned with this runner over at first base. You're up by double digits.
Now worry on getting the runner out. The batter out that's at the plate. It's the 1-1. It's a slider that misses away. Nate, to get back to the topic of Cal Raleigh, do you think he's going to break it? Break the single season record?
Wow.
72?
No.
I mean, they are.
No.
Let me pull it back up real quick. But they're. Royal watches that one high. Another back pick. This one just barely sliding back safely is Murillo. So they are 93 games into the season, so a little over halfway. But he has 38 home runs, and we haven't even hit the All-Star break.
I'm saying no. I'm sorry. I love Cal Raleigh, but man.
Big Dumper's not going to do it?
No.
Cambio for a called strike. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner on first.
There's no shade to Cal Raleigh. I hope he gets the MVP. But man, it's a lot of bombs, dude.
Runner goes. Royal fouls it off. Blues offense looking for any sort of life. Murillo produced the first base runner of the game for the Blues. He still stands on first. Blues have had 1 base runner. Seagulls have had 14. Murillo has second base stolen by a mile. There was no hold on first, and the pitcher, Waylon, was caught sleeping. Diego Murillo has the easiest stolen base of his life and now stands on second base with a full count.
This is what I'm talking about right there. Murillo coming with that 120% focus. He saw no one was paying attention, and he goes, excuse me, I'll just take that.
Full count, ball 4. Murillo would have got to second either way, but a walk for Royal puts 2 on with 2 out for Charlie Caruso.
Yes, he would have, but I think how Murillo got to second base is a better message for the Blues. Rather than just getting bumped over on that walk, he instead catches everyone sleeping, turns on the Jets, and swipes second. I think that is a lot better metaphor for the Blues than just taking second base on the walk.
Charlie Caruso looking to get the Blues on the board. Murillo 180 feet away from scoring the first run of the game. Pickoff to second. It goes into center field. Both runners are going to move up 90 feet. Actually, here's the throw to third. It's not in time. Barely not in time. And E1 puts 2 in scoring position for the Blues, who at this point are just looking to get chop into some of this lead.
Yeah, anything, anyhow. And right there, that error is the Seagulls we have known from back on June 12th. This is exactly what it looked like. And I think now that the Blues are applying some pressure, the Seagulls are trying to show their true form here, now with 2 runners in scoring position.
First pitch to Caruso. Misses inside for ball 1. Blues offense has found a little bit of a rhythm here with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Caruso watches that slider for a called strike, a delayed strike call by the home plate umpire. Caruso, one of 3 lefties in today's lineup for the Blues. The infield shifted to the pull side. Caruso watches a slider that floats up above the zone. Close one. Call the ball.
A very close call there for Caruso, and the fans were groaning at that call. That was at the knees, and I mean, after a call like that, I don't blame him. A little bit of inconsistency here, but got one that went his way. Home plate umpire evening it out for Finn Whalen.
Base hit would score 2 runs for the Blues as Caruso watches that change up low. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Would be a nice jolt here for San Luis Obispo if Caruso can put something in play and find some real estate. These 2 runs would score on a base hit from Charlie.
3 balls, 1 strike. Royal on second, Murillo on third. Here's the pitch. A slider for a called strike. Count runs full. Whalen, back-to-back full counts for him to these Blues batters. Last time he was in this situation, he walked E.J. Royal. Here's the payoff. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on the changeup and got Caruso out in front. Blues strand 2 runners on base, their first 2 runners of the game, and the Seagulls bats will come back up in the top of the 4th inning. 10-0 on the SLO Blues streaming network.
Entering the middle third of this ball game at Sinsheimer Stadium between the San Francisco Seagulls and the San Luis Obispo Blues. Goals up by double digits, 10-0 against the Blues. First batter is Jake Brewer as he moves his hands above a pitch, up and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Brewer this afternoon for the Seagulls struck out swinging and was hit by a pitch in the third. He eventually came around to score in a 5-run inning. Sends this one into center field. Royal has to run back a little bit. We're showing numbers. He backpedals in front of the warning track and makes the catch. Fly ball out into center. Royal makes a nice play. Almost turned his back completely towards the diamond. But at the last second, flipped the hips and makes the grab in front of the warning track for the first out of the inning. So 1 out here from Chase Rogers, who came in to relieve Eric Kvidal this past inning in the third. The Blues have lost control of this ball game, it seems like. They had an opportunity to at least get something on the board with 2 runners in scoring position, but Charlie Caruso struck out swinging to end the bottom of the third inning. First pitch to Carson Chavez misses high and outside, 1-0. Chavez today is the catcher for the Seagulls. He bats 7th and is 1 of 1 today. A single in the third and a hit by pitch. He has came around to score in both of his plate appearances this afternoon. Seagulls have had 14 base runners and we're entering the 4th inning. The 1-0 and it's lying down the third base line and it's foul. Off the hands of the right-handed hitting Chavez, and that's strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. And the theme for today's game for San Luis Obispo has been the focus or lack thereof. And on top of that, lucky and timely hitting for the Seagulls. And I don't want to take anything away from San Francisco, but they just keep finding a way to find gaps. Swing and a miss here for strike 2 to Chavez. Now he's battling with 2 strikes against Chase Rogers, the right-handed leopard from Lafayette University. I mean, every base hit that the Seagulls have collected have been off the end of the bat, off the knuckles, the low part of the barrel. It's incredible. Here's the 1-2. Chavez goes down swinging, strike 3. Fly ball to center, and now a strikeout swinging for Chase Rogers. That's his first K of the day. And there's 2 gone in the 4th inning for the Blues. 2 quick outs here as Matt Galvin steps up to the dish for San Francisco. He's 1 of 2 today. Drove a runner in the 3rd inning with his RBI single and struck out swinging in the 2nd. The left fielder bats 8th from the right-handed side of the batter's box. Face the righties, Rogers. First pitch swinging, he tags it to center. Royal's got a jet back in front of the warning track, and he won't have a play. Seagulls bang the ball around the yard, and 90 miles an hour off the bat. Matt Galvin's in at second base standing with a double as he flaps his wings on the bag. And this one was hit hard out to center field. Royal had to get some work out there. Yesterday, against the Foresters, he was challenged quite a bit too. As a matter of fact, all parts of the outfield really had their speed tested yesterday against Santa Barbara. Hasn't been so much the case today against San Francisco. They've had to run in towards baseballs to try to catch them before they drop. They haven't had a play. EJ today, for the 2nd time in the same inning, had to run backwards to get there. So now a 2-out double for Matt Galvin, and it brings up Derek Waldvogel, who's 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles and a pair of runs scored. First pitch, Waldvogel cues it off the end of the bat, and he rolls it down the first baseline for strike 1. Derek is a San Mateo, California native. San Mateo not too far from San Bruno City Park, where the Seagulls play their home games. But San Mateo is also the home city of the Menlo Park Legends as they play at the College of. Rogers comes set and delivers the 0-1. Here's a slow roller to third. Ardois scoops it up cleanly, pats his glove, throws it over to first in time, and the side is retired. So a 2-out double for Matt Galvin, but he's stranded in scoring position as Derek Waldvogel grounds out to third to end the inning. Into the bottom of the 4th we go. The Blues got some work to do, trailing 10-0 on the Slow Blues streaming network. Bottom of the fourth inning is brought to you by our friends at Studio Design Group Architects. Whether you're designing, planning, or needing permits for a new space, Studio Design Group and their collaborative philosophy have you covered. Visit sdgarchitects.com to learn more. Eric Furness leads it off in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Blues as they trail 10-0 against the San Francisco Seagulls. First pitch to the right fielder is taken 0-1. Finn Whalen's back out there for his fourth inning of work for the Gulls. He's looked pretty good so far against the Blues. Has only given up one hit and has struck out 4. Furness pokes it the opposite way. It's a blooper right to the first baseman Bird, who has to take a couple steps to his right to make the play. Furness is now 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and that flare out to the first baseman Bird. It brings up the third baseman Ardois, who bats 4th today. Ardois flew out to center field. Josh Hansen made the play. And Sammy yesterday against the Santa Barbara Foresters went 1 for 2, scored 2 runs, walked, and struck out. Yesterday's win against Santa Barbara finalized a series against the Sturs this summer. The Blues won 6-3 in their final contest against their foes from down south. And while they didn't take the series against the Foresters, at least they ended on a high note in that 6-3 W. Ardois takes a slider here for a strike. 1-1 to Sammy, who is a recent commit of Northwestern State University in Louisiana, staying in his hometown state. The 1-1. Ardois takes it a little low, and it's 2 balls and a strike now to Sammy. Ardois had a bit of a rough day at third base today. He's booted around a couple of ground balls now, but made a clean play to end the top half of the fourth inning before coming up to bat. Here's the 2-1. Ardois takes another slider. This time it's outside. 3 balls and a strike now to Sam. Ardois in the driver's seat against Finn Whalen, who made his last start on July 6th versus the Sonoma Stompers. And pitching in 4 2/3, gave up 5 hits and 6 strikeouts. 3-1. Ardois takes this strike right down the middle of the plate, and now a full count, 3-2. Ardois has to think about that pitch he just saw as he paused walking down the first base line. He thought it was a walk, but he'll have to retreat back into the box and adjust his orange batting gloves that have a beaver on them, an Oregon State beaver, that is. Ardois will be a demon at Northwestern State this next season. The payoff pitch. Sam hits it hard into left center field. Galvin moves back. He's in front of the warning track. He won't have a play as it one hops the wall. Ardois charges around first and stops at second base, a stand-up double. 93 off the bat for the third baseman, Sam Ardois. And with 1 out, there's extra bases for the Blues and their second hit of the day.
Maybe that's what they need. That's some offensive momentum on the double from Ardois. And don't look now, but Sam Ardois has recorded an extra base hit in 4 straight games.
Oh, I'm looking. Sammy has been a great piece for the Blues in 2025. Good enough to earn himself another Division I commitment. He's played at 3 different schools in 3 years, and they've all been Division I programs. Texas, Louisiana Lafayette, and now Northwestern State. Here's a former Seagull, Logan Hart, with a runner on second base. Whalen comes set, looks at the bag, now strides and shoots. Hart swings and misses over the off-speed pitch for strike 1. Logan last played against the Foresters on July 9th. He went 1 for 3 with a couple of Ks. As we've mentioned before, he's a former Seagull who saw some action at Sinsheimer Stadium in 2024 wearing the black and blue for San Francisco. Here's the 0-1. And Hart will take this one, a called strike. He groans in the left-handed batter's box. He slumps out and now slunks back in.
The Seagulls beat the Blues both times they came here. They're on pace to do it again today.
The Blues bashed San Francisco 13-1 the last time they met. Here's the 0-2. Hart takes it low and inside. It's blocked by the catcher Chavez behind home plate. There's a ball and 2 strikes. And those 2 games Ryan is referring to is back in 2024 when Hart came down here from the bus in San Francisco. Now on the opposite side of the diamond, trying to cash in the first run of the day for San Francisco or for San Luis Obispo a year later. 1-2. Hart swings and misses for strike 3 on the changeup. He exchanges some words with the home plate umpire, possibly talking about that debatable strike call that he got. But it's an out either way, and there's 2 gone with Artois at second base after that double.
Possible talking about that. It's also, you'll see players when they swing and miss at a pitch ask, hey, was that going to be a strike? Just so they know, they have the satisfaction at least to know if they took it anyways, they were going to be rung up.
Here's Gavin Smith now, today's first baseman, a primary outfielder who can also play parts of the left side of the infield, playing at first for the first time this summer. Takes the first pitch sweeper outside for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging to end the second inning. Artois ripped a double into the left center gap. 4th game in a row with an extra base hit for Sammy. And he's at second with 2 outs. Here's the 1-0. Smith bounces it up the middle, and it's slowly rolled into the deep part of the infield. The second baseman, Ramirez, stops it, and the throw to first is not in time. That's a base hit to Gavin Smith. 2 hits in 1 inning. The Blues have now surpassed the amount of hits in 3 batters than they had in 3 innings before that.
Now they have honestly a really good opportunity to score some runs, and a run might not seem like a lot down 10, but when you're just trying to chip back into this game and chip into this lead, a run in the 4th inning would be gigantic.
I think for pride's sake as well for San Luis Obispo, you're playing a team that is 10 games outside of first place, eliminated from playoff contention, has lost 3 in a row, and is 7-21 on the season. You want to get at least 1 run against them. First pitch, and Raymond foul tips it at home plate for strike 1. Only 1 team has been shut out by the Seagulls, and that was the Stompers on June 6 when they lost 9-0 against the Gulls. Raymond swings and misses on a changeup here, 0-2. Left-hander from Spokane, Washington, trying to clutch up with Finn Whalen way ahead in the count. Gavin Smith inches off first base. Sam Artois is off at third. The 0-2. Swings and misses for strike 3. The off-speed got Raymond to chase. Runners stranded at the quarters, but Artois smoked a double, and Gavin Smith hit an infield base hit. They're both stranded. 10-0 San Francisco. Into the 5th we go on the Slow Boost Streaming Network. Top of the 5th inning at Sinsheimer Stadium. The Blues trail big against the San Francisco Seagulls. It's a 10-0 deficit with the top of the order due up for the goals. Josh Hansen, Alan Ramirez, and Caden Victorian face Chase Rogers as the first pitch to Hansen is spoiled up and out of the stadium off to the right for strike 1. Hansen today is 1 of 2. Singled in the first inning, Flew out to center in the second and was hit by pitch in the third. Eventually came around to score on an RBI single from Caden Victorian. The 0-1. He checks a swing, but it's a called strike either way. No balls and 2 strikes against Chase Rogers, who heads back out there for his second inning of work. He's a Leopard from Lafayette University and has been very patient this summer for the Blues, I would say. Lately has gotten a lot of opportunities, but has had to wait his turn. This one's fisted out into shallow right field. Murillo, the second baseman, comes out, but he's called off by the right fielder, Furness, who makes a sliding grab for the first out.
Furness, the only guy on this Blues roster with no experience at the collegiate level, but that was a college-level play right there. He called off Murillo, and he has the right to do that as the outfielder coming in, and then made a sliding play to make sure 2 things. A, he was going to catch the ball, and B, that he didn't collide head first with Murillo.
Alan Ramirez's first pitch swing and deposits it into left field, a base hit. Again, not another high exit velocity single for the Seagulls, but they put a runner on first base with 1 out. And yeah, more on Furness. Not only was he athletic enough to make that slide, but like you said, Ryan, this is a guy who has never played an official collegiate baseball game before, and already the communication is on point. We see guys at the Division I level that still don't have the communication down, and Furness is out here doing it. Here's the first pitch to the 3-hole hitter, Caden Victorian. It's taken for strike 1. Ramirez today with that base hit with 1 out is now 3 of 4 in the 5th inning. An RBI double, a 2 RBI single, and now another single here in the 5th. Swing and a miss here for Victorian, and now down 0-2 against Rogers. Victorian is a Golden Eagle from Cal State LA who's coming off a .281 batting average season, and on 2 home runs drove in 22 runs. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Here comes the throw. It's over the head of Murillo, and it trickles into center. And the batter will be out on the strike 3 swing and a miss.
Well, they have interference.
So a wonky way to end the inning, a swing and a miss, strike 3, and an interference double play. I'm going to let you guys figure out how to put that down in the scorebook as we head into the bottom half of the 5th inning. Halfway through at Sinsheimer, Blues trail 10-0 on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Bottom of the 5th inning at Sinsheimer Stadium. We're halfway through, and the Blues trail 10-0 against the San Francisco Seagulls, who are 10 games outside of first place. Blues got a steep uphill climb with Cade O'Hara leading off the inning against Finn Whalen out there for his 5th inning. First pitch to O'Hara misses outside. That's ball 1. Cade today is 0 for 1 with a line out to short. Victorian just had to take a couple steps to his left to catch that one out of the air for the second out of the 3rd inning. Now O'Hara steps in a 1-0 count. Cade takes another offering low and outside. 2-0 now to O'Hara, the uncommitted shortstop, batting 8th today for San Luis Obispo. Still looking for a new place to call home after hitting the transfer portal post one season at the University of Texas. The 2-0. O'Hara takes a fastball down the middle of the plate for strike one.
The Blues offense has been relatively uninspiring this game. But in the third, you got a couple base runners on. You got your first hit of the game. In the fourth, you got your first extra base hit of the game. You left runners on the corners, so it's improving.
A 2-1. O'Hara takes it outside, 3 balls and 1 strike.
But at this point, down 10, over halfway through the game, you need to stop improving, and you need to start scoring.
I would even remove relatively on that descriptor of the offense. 6 strikeouts and 3 hits through 5 innings against the last place team in the CCL North. O'Hara goes and swings and misses for strike 2. A full count now to Cade, who has added value as a player. Primarily a middle infielder, but is now slowly morphing into a pitcher. The payoff, O'Hara pops it up off the hands. It's high in the air, and it might be playable behind home plate, but the catcher Chavez runs out of room as the foul ball goes into the bleachers. Yeah, O'Hara in his first year with the Blues was an everyday shortstop, and he still plays short here for San Luis Obispo. But after a couple of relief outings 2 seasons ago with Dean Traynor, he stayed on the hill and did so at Texas as well, that being acting as a relief pitcher. And now this season with the Blues, honestly, he's been better on the bump than he has in the batter's box for San Luis Obispo. Here's the full count offering. And Cade takes it just off the plate outside. A leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the 5th.
First leadoff base runner for the Blues in today's ball game. See if they can do something with it.
Good set of peepers right there from O'Hara. And a 2-strike count. I mean, that's a very close pitch to take. It was maybe half a ball to a ball off the plate. And he made the right move and reaches base safely for the first time today. Here's Diego Murillo, who recorded the first base hit of the afternoon for San Luis Obispo with his ground ball up the middle. First pitch, Murillo takes it in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Diego celebrated his 22nd birthday yesterday, and he received the best present you could possibly get. He actually gave the present to himself, you could say, with a 3-for-4 day, scoring 2 runs.
HBD.
1-0. Murillo sends this one into center. Hansen has to take a couple steps back. Now he charges in as the wind bats it down, and that's the first out of the inning. A fly ball out to Hansen out in center.
Honestly, hit that ball pretty well. It was just a little off the hands, but Hansen had to move back on that ball and then take a couple steps in. Catch a little bit more of the barrel. That has a good chance to clank off the wall.
So with Cade O'Hara on first base with his leadoff walk, it's the leadoff man, Cade O'Hara, with 1 out, or E.J. Royal with 1 out. O'Hara has an average leadoff first base, and they pick over to first. O'Hara's back in time safely. E.J. today is 0 for 1. He popped out to the shortstop Victorian and walked in the third. He reached second on an error, but was stranded after Charlie Caruso struck out swinging. First pitch, Royal takes it off the plate outside, 1-0. And that third inning was really where the dogs were barking the most for the Blues. Diego Murillo made it to third, and EJ made it to second. It was the best opportunity the Blues have had all day to score their first run. They couldn't come through. Royal dribbles it to the ground, left side, off the glove of Brewer at third, and into left field, a base hit. Single for EJ Royal, 95 miles an hour, burns a hole in the glove of Brewer at third, and there's 2 runners on.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball. Royal, it's going to be a really tough play for Brewer to make, but he looked a little off balance, ranging to his left, and they mentioned just got over the glove.
It's that time of night, too, at Sinsheimer. There's pine trees above the bullpen down the right field line that always cascade a unique shadow over the field, and I think the third baseman, Brewer, was kind of fighting those to see the ball well, and he obviously lost that fight. So here's Charlie Caruso. Caruso takes high and outside, 1-0. Here's the left-handed hitting catcher from Northwestern, who last time he started a game was on July 3rd, as there will be a meeting at the mound between the catcher Chavez and the pitcher Whalen. On that July 6th game against the Walnut Creek Crawdads, Caruso didn't record a single at-bat. Well, how could that be? Well, he was 0 for 0 with 4 walks and a hit by pitch, but he scored 2 runs for the Blues.
You know what I call that? A productive day.
Yes.
Who cares you didn't get a hit? You helped your team win.
It's good to have this guy as my broadcast partner. That's a team guy right there. And Caruso inflated that on-base percentage to 406 with his 136 average. Here's the 1-0. Charlie sends it straight back into the fence behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Caruso is making his 9th start of the summer for the Blues. He's played in 10 games, and he's 3 of 24 this early summer, or this late summer for the Blues. A 1-1. Caruso foul tips it at home plate, and now fighting in a 2-strike count against the righty Whalen. Charlie is one of the 3 left-handed batters in today's lineup. It's him, then it's Logan Hart, former Seagull, batting 5th, and Drew Raymond, who bats 7th. Caruso's the 2-hole hitter, and he's got runners on 1st and 2nd. Charlie has yet to drive in a run this summer. 1 out, the 1-2. Both runners go. Charlie swings. The throw goes down to 3rd. It clinks off the base, and both runners will be safe on a successful double steal. Charlie Caruso goes down swinging for the 2nd time today.
Blues had to hit and run on. The hit part didn't work, but the run did. Have an opportunity to score a run, 2 in scoring position, 2 outs. 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position today. Or excuse me, they are 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position today.
And this is a batter I'm fascinated to see what he does in this situation. Watched him in BP today, and he roped baseballs. First pitch swinging, and it was a wild hack to foul this one straight back for strike 1.
And I'm lost. I might have to talk to Eric tomorrow and be like, dude, what are you doing? Because he doesn't have his batting gloves on this at-bat, but he did in his first 2 at-bats.
The 2 games prior, Furness wore his batting gloves in his back right pocket and was completely barehanded. In BP today, he wore gloves. And his first at-bat, he wore gloves. Now he's back to barehanded. Here's the 0-1. Furness is hit by the pitch on the elbow. Eric, wearing no gear on his arms or legs, gets dosed by the fastball inside for another 2-out base runner.
Now he takes the batting gloves out of the pocket, and he puts them on. Almost like a sliding mitt for him. But instead, they're just normal batting gloves. I wonder if he calls them maybe his base running gloves, because he doesn't use them while he's batting.
Someone's got to let him know that we have newer technology called the oven mitt.
Yeah.
A little sliding mitt, if you will, to be more technical. Instead, he's wearing batting gloves.
I mean, more power to you. If that's what works for you, go for it.
Well, it could be a mojo thing as well for Eric Furness, because he struck out swinging in the 1st inning and then hit a little blooper to first base in the 4th. So maybe after that he just went, you know what, today's not the day for batting gloves. Let's go back to the bare skin, and what do you know, he's on base with a hit by pitch.
And maybe that is the mindset for Furness.
We just had a brief meeting at the mound between the pitching coach, Cage Cascone, and Finn Whalen. And now it's Sam Ardois, one of the hottest hitters on this Blues lineup, with the bases loaded. Ardois is 1 for 2 today with a double and a fly out to center. First pitch, Sam takes it low, that's ball 1. Ardois has hit an extra base hit 4 games in a row. He's moved around the batting order quite a bit. He's batted 7th, he's batted 8th. Today he bats 4th, he's batted 2nd before. He's pretty adaptable. The 1-2. Ardois takes it low and outside. Now well in the driver's seat against Finn Whalen is Sammy. 2-0 with 2 outs, and the base is bloated with Blues.
And maybe you're saying to yourself, oh, well, you know, what happened before his extra base hit streak? Oh, he just had 3 hits, all singles, and then the day before that he had an extra base hit.
The 2-0. Ardois takes it outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Well, and based on that scouting report given by Ryan, it's a little bit understandable why Whalen doesn't really want to come into Ardois on this at-bat. Logan Hart stands on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks against Whalen. Here's the 3-0. Ardois takes it all the way, and it's a fastball down the middle of the plate for strike 1. Ardois hit a double into left center field at 95 miles an hour the last time he was up, and one hop the wall, which sits 390 feet away. The 3-1. Ardois hits a high bouncer to third. Brewer gets it, throws it over to first, and the side is retired. The bases are left loaded for the Blues as Ardois grounds out to third. SLO still getting shut out 10-0 against the San Francisco Seagulls on the SLO Blues streaming network.
This is courtesy of
two dudes. Fuck me.
leading up for the Seagulls, number 32, Jackson Bird.
Top of the sixth inning at Sinsheimer Stadium, the Blues still trail 10-0 against the San Francisco Seagulls. Blues left this past inning, the bases loaded, and Sam Ardois up at the dish. He grounded out to third to end the frame. There's a new pitcher for the Blues. It's Cooper Bagby, the right-hander who is uncommitted, played 2 seasons of junior college baseball down the road at Allen Hancock Community College. Just played some winter ball, too, at the Palm Springs Power League. Here's the 1-0. And a swing and a foul tip at home plate. It's Jackson Bird, the leadoff batter, who sits in a 1-1 count against Bagby, the new noodle. Bird today is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a pop out to the third base, Sam Ardois. And behind home plate right now is Charlie Caruso, who's reeling after that foul tip. Head athletic trainer for the Blues heads out there to check on the backstop for the Blues as he still drapes his head over his chest. Now the mask comes off. Dean Trainer is accompanied by the athletic trainer as well. And Charlie is really shaken up after that foul tip. And this is a guy who's tough. And when you see Caruso go down like that, that's how you know it's legit. But the question is always asked by coaches, are you hurt or are you injured? Well, it looks like Caruso appears to just be hurt here as he's able to stand up and bump fists with Dean Trainer. We're ready to go. So Caruso appears to be okay. And Jackson Bird still sits in a 1-1 count against Cooper Bagby, the new noodle for the Blues. The lefty with a wide open stance in the back of the left-handed batter's box awaits the 1-1. Here it comes. Fastball swung on and missed for a strike. Jackson already has a couple Ks today, and he's on the verge of number 3 here in a 1-2 count against Cooper Bagby. Bagby has hurled 11 Ks in his 9 1/3 innings pitch this summer for the Blues. Here's the 1-2. Off the hands, it's a blooper to third. Artois charges in front of the dugout. He slides and can't make the catch. It wasn't going to have a play there anyway. It hit off the fence, or off the netting in front of the San Francisco dugout. Artois did the right thing and slid in feet first and popped right back up to avoid any injuries and crashing into that netting. So a new life here for Jackson Bird as he steps back in, and all the defenders on the left side of the infield are back at their original positions. Leadoff man on the 1-2. Swings and misses, strike 3. There's K number 12 on the summer for Cooper Bagby, and the first out of the 6th inning.
4-6-9-7.
Third K of the day, too, for the first baseman Jackson Bird, who is the only lefty in today's lineup for the Seagulls. That brings up Ethan Bergen, today's DH, who's 0 for 2. Now check that, 0 for 3. They batted around in the 3rd inning. Bergen led off with a fly out to left, and then he ended that inning with a ground ball out to 3rd. Before that, he reached on error in the 1st and was stranded on 2nd base. From the stretch, the first pitch. Bergen takes it low and outside. It's 1-0. Ethan from Portola Valley, California, and after a season at UC Riverside, he's entered the transfer portal. Before that, he was a JUCO bandit at Skyline College in the Bay Area. The 1-0 misses low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes from Cooper Bagby against Ethan Bergen, today's catcher for the Seagulls. Is Coast North first team all-conference catcher his first season at Skyline as he flinches on strike 1 here. He was both seasons at Skyline Community College with the Trojans, 2024 and 23, and played in 38 games with 22 starts this past season with the Highlanders. Batted south of 200. Here's the 2-1. Takes it low and outside. That's ball 3. Middle of the infield wide open. The sun beginning to set here on the Central Coast. Cooper Bagby, the new pitcher, into the game. Golden hour in San Luis Obispo. Here's the 3-1. Taken low and inside. That's ball 4. First walk of the day issued from Blues pitching. And a 1-out base runner in the 6th.
Walks have been kind of the issue for Bagby this season. 10 of them, now 11 in 9 2/3 innings pitched.
Also now a runner on first as Bergen inches off the bag. It's Jake Brewer, who's 0 for 2 today with a hit by pitch, a strikeout, and a flyout. Brewer's first pitch, low and outside in the dirt, 1-0. Brewer's today's third baseman for San Francisco. He's a San Bruno native. and is currently uncommitted after a couple seasons at Kenyatta College, playing for the Colts. He was second team All-Coast Conference this past year, though, in JUCO. With one out, here's the 1-0. Brewer takes a fluttering slider high, 2 balls and no strikes. 5'9", 200 pounds. He can hit it around a little bit. A .566 slugging his first season, but that was a smaller sample size with 53 at-bats. In the year we had 129, he slugged .442. Still pretty good. The 2-0. Brewer flinches, and it misses downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. This past season with the Colts, in his 39 hits, he had a .302 batting average with 23 RBIs and 4 home runs. With a runner on first, the 3-0. Brewer waves his hands above a pitch, above the zone, and that's ball 4. 2 straight walks from Cooper Bagby, and Ryan just alluded to that being an issue for Bagby, as Brian Traynor, the pitching coach for the Blues, quickly gets out there to talk to his right-hander.
And now has more walks than he does strikeouts on the summer. In less than 10 innings pitched, 12 walks. So just got to figure it out in this late summer how to just get the ball out over the dish.
I believe that's Chase Vialli getting loose for San Luis Obispo. The meeting breaks at the Hill. Brian Traynor heads back into the dugout. The batter will be Carson Chavez, who's 1 for 2 today. A hit by pitch, a single, and a strikeout swinging in the 4th. Chavez from Long Beach, California, plays college baseball all the way across the country at Fordham.
Fordham Cougars.
Rams.
Oh, I actually knew that.
Really?
I feel like I did. Somewhere back in my brain, that seems like really familiar.
Chavez takes the first pitch low and outside, ball 1. Did they make a March Madness run that I might be unfamiliar with?
No, let me figure it out.
They're maroon and silver. They play their baseball games on a football field. Carson Chavez plays at Fordham. His little brother, Caden, is committed to play there as well. Here's the 1-0. Chavez takes this one as it hits off the padding of Caruso, and both runners will advance another 90 feet. A wild pitch from Cooper Bagby puts Bergen at third and Brewer at second. Fordham located in New York City.
We have a lot of notable alumni.
They sure do.
David Copperfield, Denzel Washington, Dylan McDermott, Andrew Cuomo, Lana Del Rey, just to name a few.
Lana Del Rey went to college?
I guess so.
Famous musician. What's her most popular song?
Vince Scully.
2-0. Low and outside. That's a bad one. I knew that. I got to say that. You're scrolling by some actors that Michael Kay went there.
Mike Breen.
Whoa. Maybe we should have gone there, Ryan.
Maybe.
2 runners in scoring position. Here's the 3-0. Chavez takes high, and that's ball 4. Well, maybe if Chavez's baseball career doesn't work out, he could be a broadcaster.
Hey kids, there's a rumor that Bluebell may be
Well, and Mike Breen, very famously too, got a job as doing radio for the Knicks straight out of college. So straight after 4 years at Fordham, he immediately got a full-time gig with a professional basketball team, which was probably a little bit easier to do when he graduated, probably in the 80s.
Maybe earlier, 70s?
70s?
I'd say
How old
70s.
is Mike Breen? But now, I mean, he's one of the best, if not the best, basketball broadcasters in the world.
Well, we got a new pitcher here, but we could stay here and talk about broadcasters. I'm fine with that. Chase Vialli comes into the game. Cooper Bagby came into the 6th, struck out 1 and walked 3 in a row to fill the bases, and Vialli's got his work cut out for him, the Cougar from Cuesta.
I'm trying to think. He's 64 years of age, so if he graduated at 22.
Oh, so it was like 79?
Yeah, 79, 80, somewhere, wherever, somewhere in that range. But I mean, that's legit.
Do you know the story of his bang call?
I don't think so.
It's a little underwhelming. I thought it'd be like a better story. He was at a Fordham basketball game. Actually, I should have known this because he told the story about being at Fordham. He was at a Fordham basketball game, and some drunk frat guy in the stands kept yelling it over and over and over again, like every time someone hit a bucket. And so Mike Breen was like, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to run with it.
There you go. Well, I do remember the story of the double bang because I'm pretty sure it was the first time he ever did it was Steph Curry against the Thunder. He decides not to use the timeout. Curry from way downtown. That was the first time he ever used the double bang.
When you get the double bang, that's when you know something really exciting just happened.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was the first time he ever used the double bang, and he said that it wasn't even intentional. It just came out. Because he usually says bang when a three gets made, but that time, bang, bang.
That's the best. That's how you know it was genuine. It came from the gut. He felt good about that one. I like calls like that.
Yeah.
When it's not forced.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite signature calls?
That's up there.
That's
for sure. I mean, especially as a Warriors fan, hearing the electric, the Warriors have a timeout, decide not to use it. Curry from that is electric. Obviously, I'm a Giants fan as well, so adios, pelota. That's a big one. Specifically, the Bonds. What is it? 772, 762,
665,
660, whatever. The home run that passed that broke the record. That was a remarkable call.
It is high, it is deep, it is out of here.
Yeah.
Well, we also famously listened to the Giants walk-off inside the park home run call, and that was fun.
That was fun. We were listening to the radio.
Yes.
So Dave Fleming, he had an incredible call. It's rolling on the warning track. It's rolling on the warning track.
We're still trying to find our footing in that realm. So we're working on it. It's work in progress. Chase Viale just finished warming up, and Ryan and I just finished talking about our idols here on the Slow Blues Streaming Network. The Blues down by double digits against the San Francisco Seagulls. It's a 10-0 lead, and another big moment for the Gulls. Bases are loaded. All runners have reached via a walk from Cooper Bagby, and now it's the left-hander from Cuesta College, Chase Viale. The batter is Matt Galvin, who takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. Galvin today is 2 of 3, a double, an RBI single, and a strikeout. He's an uncommitted junior from Skagit Valley Community College in the great state of Washington. Here's the 1-0. Another pitch that misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Galvin. Mac is actually a Canadian from Calgary in the province of Alberta. And the Blues know a thing or two about Canadians, as there was one on their roster 2 years ago. 2-0. Galvin swings and misses here for strike 1. As a matter of fact, that same Canadian I just referenced from 2 years ago on the Blues was Boston Workington, who is now committed to the University of Hawaii after 2 seasons at Washington. Congrats to him. But Galvin and Workington played on the same prep team in Canada. 2-1, Galvin takes it low and outside, 3 balls and a strike. The Okotoks Dogs, DAWGS. They played on the same team. Workington a pitcher, Galvin an outfielder. Viale with the bases loaded, the 3-1. Galvin takes high and outside, and that's ball 4. 4 straight walks brings the 11th run of the game for the Seagulls in the 6th.
You just got to throw strikes. Lob it over the plate if you have to, but 4 batters have walked in a row, and it has produced a run for the Seagulls, and you're already down now 11, but previously it was 10. You're just trying to come back in this game. You're going to make it harder and harder if you keep walking batters.
Well, the Blues have 1 more out. It was a strikeout swinging, or have 1 out. Jackson Bird struck out to begin this inning. So if Chase Viale can force a ground ball here against Derek Waldvogel, that gives the Blues an opportunity to turn 2 and potentially get out of this inning with just the 1 run across the board. Waldvogel today has only hit a ground ball once. He has 2 singles today. He's 2 for 3. Here's the 1-0. Waldvogel takes it high and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Waldvogel playing in right today and batting 9th for San Luis Obispo. Bases stacked with Seagulls. Brewer at third, Chavez at second, and Galvin at first. 4 straight walks in a row have produced a run for San Francisco in the top of the 6th. Vialli, the new left-hander, strides and shoots the 2-0. Fastball bounces on top of home plate, and now it's a 3-0 count to Derek Waldvogel. Waldvogel from Skyline Community College has redshirted his past 2 seasons with the Trojans and has yet to have a college at bat, or so at least it says online. Here's the 3-0. Waldvogel takes in the dirt. A 4-pitch walk to Derek brings in another run for San Francisco. And this one's just getting uglier and uglier by each pitch. Hunter Hammond's getting loose in the bullpen for San Luis Obispo. Cooper Bagby walked 3 in a row and came out of the game. Well, now Vialli has walked 2 in a row himself, and they already got Hammond in the chamber. A meeting between Charlie Caruso and Chase Vialli now on the rubber. And I talked about it before with the meeting between Kvidal and Caruso, just trying to get on the same page and in terms of signs, in terms of attack and game plan. This one I hear from Caruso has got to be a pump you up moment.
All right, Nate, if we have a second, we have a question in the chat from one of our avid viewers, Chris, who said, without looking it up, do we think Nolan Ryan is a top 10 pitcher all time?
Pitches outside, want to know. Top 10 in terms of what?
It just says, so guys, without looking it up, do you think Nolan Ryan would rank in the top 10 pitchers of all time?
Yes.
I would agree.
A 1-0. High and outside, Caruso has to stretch to get there. 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff man, Josh Hansen.
So, Chris, we both think top 10. Inform us if you think otherwise. I'm going to now look up his stats.
What do you want to go on for, like, top 10?
I mean...
WAR?
I don't know.
I don't love WAR. 2-0. Slips out of the fingertips of Vialli as it's high and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Chase has thrown 7 balls in a row.
So 7 balls in a row, and 11 of his 12 pitches have been balls.
There really is no, like, all-encompassing pitcher stat. I'm, like, against WAR as it wins above replacement. 3-0. And there's a fastball strike, 3-1.
I mean, when you look at his accolades, a Hall of Famer, 8-time All-Star, 2-time ERA title, and he won a World Series. That's not, like, exceptional. But, I mean, 82 WAR.
Oh, my goodness, as a starting pitcher. 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
He also lost a lot of games, almost about 1-1 on the win-to-loss record, which doesn't matter all that much.
Did you say something?
A 3.2 ERA with a 1.25 whip. I mean, 5,700 strikeouts.
Sent the opposite way. Murillo dives and makes the play. Houdini stuff at second base. Diego fully stretching out.
The Blues needed that. That ball was hit hard. The hardest hit ball this inning. There hasn't been a ball hit in play this inning. And Murillo laying out to his glove side makes a good play to get the Blues their second out of the inning.
Murillo's doing everything he can to try to light a spark underneath this Blues roster with that single, the first hit of the day, and now this diving effort to make that catch. What a grab from Diego Murillo at second base.
I mean, I think one of the things that's most impressive about Nolan Ryan is that he threw until he was 46.
The 0-1 fastball nips the outer corner for strike 2 against Alan Ramirez.
From ages 40, 41, 42, and 43, he led the league in strikeouts.
It's got to count for something. Here's the 0-2. Ramirez takes it low and outside. Who's the best pitcher of all time? This is a bad time to start this topic, but I just want to know if you have one off rip.
No, I don't.
Oh, we can think about it. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a 1-2 count to the second baseman Ramirez. Here it comes. Off the plate outside, 2-2.
I mean, something we can talk about, speaking of pitchers, some baseball record was just broken. Jacob Mizorowski of the Brewers was named an All-Star after 5 starts in the pros. That is a record. No pitcher has ever been named after 5 or less starts.
2-2 swung on and missed. Chase Viale gets the strikeout and strains the bases loaded, but not before the Gulls tack on 2 more. It's 12-0 Seagulls as we head into the bottom half of the 6th in an inning brought to you by Educational Employees Credit Union. Bottom of the 6th inning is brought to you by our friends at Educational Employees Credit Union. Conveniently located in Paso Robles, they can also be found at myeecu.org. Educational Employees Credit Union, experience smarter banking. Logan Hart leads it off against the pitcher Finn Whalen, who has gone through 5 innings of work and allowed 4 hits with no runs. This is a Blues team, by the way, which just beat the best team in the league yesterday 6-3. 1-0. Hart takes it down the middle for strike 1. Now 1-1 to the DH batting 5th. Logan, a former Seagull. He played for San Francisco in 2024 and batted south of 200. Now he stands in a year later on the opposite side. 1-1, he wraps it on the ground, right side, diving his Bird. He flips it over to first. The throw is offline. Logan Hart reaches on error off what was a good stop by Bird over at first.
Yeah, a really good stop. He just couldn't complete the play. A $1 million move with a 10-cent finish for the first baseman.
It's that type of mojo that the Blues have been looking for all evening. The next step for them is actually putting a run on the scoreboard. There's Gavin Smith, who hit the ball hard the last time he was up, a single right back up the middle. Aside from that, he struck out swinging to end the 2nd inning. Smith hits it the opposite way. It's a slow roller as Hart slips over at first base, but he'll get into second. The second baseman Ramirez can't pick it up in time either. A base hit for Gavin Smith. That's his 2nd of the day.
52 miles an hour off the bat. Ball was not hit well, but I think Hart falling might have helped him out a little bit.
There was certainly that fall added some deception to the second baseman Ramirez to try to field that one. He didn't bobble it or anything. I think he just kind of had some difficulties getting it out of the glove and throwing it over to first, but they chalk it up as a base hit for Gavin Smith. So now it's Drew Raymond with runners on first and second. First pitch. Raymond swings and flares it to the left side. The left fielder Galvin races in, but it will be the shortstop Victorian who makes the grab well into left field for the first out of the inning. So Raymond is 0 for 3 today, and that brings up Cade O'Hara, who walked the last time he was up.
The Blues offense has looked pretty solid in these last couple of innings, and each of the last 3 innings they've had at least 2 runners reach base safely. Or each of the last 4 innings now, excuse me. But they just haven't been able to scratch anything across. And on the other side of things, the Seagulls are hitting the ball well, and the Blues making a couple of minor mistakes that are costing them. Like last inning, just walking 5 batters is pretty unacceptable. The offense is there. They just got to figure out a way to put runs on the board.
Here's O'Hara on the first pitch. Both runners go. O'Hara swings and misses. The throw goes to second base, and it's not in time. Successful double steal puts Hart at third and Gavin Smith at second. This is vintage Blues base running, I would say. Towards the beginning of the season, the Blues wreaked havoc on the base path. It seemed like every time someone was on first, someone would steal second. Every time someone was on second, they'd take off towards third, even if there was 2 outs. 0-1, O'Hara foul tips it off the shin of the catcher Chavez for strike 2. Now, as the middle of the season came around, they've done that less and less, and we're kind of wrapping things up here in summer of 2025, and it's almost come to a screeching halt the way they've been able to wreak havoc on the base paths. And so that double steal there just kind of serves as a reminder that the Blues have some good runners on this team, and they want to flaunt it here against the Seagulls, especially down by 12 in the bottom of the 6th. So now O'Hara's got 2 runners in scoring position, and he sits on the 0-2. Cade swings and misses for strike 3 on a slider. O'Hara strikes out for the first time today. That's his 24th K of the summer. Playing in his 14th game with the Blues. And that brings up Diego Murillo, who this evening has been lightning in a bottle for San Luis Obispo.
Diego Murillo.
The only thing that would really complete his night as the main jolter for this team would be an RBI single here. First pitch, Murillo takes it low and outside. That's ball 1. And Diego recorded the first base hit of the day back in the 3rd. That was jolt number 1. And then he made a great diving play at second base this past half inning. That's jolt number 2. Can we make it a pattern with 3 in a row? 1-0, and it's a called strike, 1-1, just inside of the plate. Call on the home plate umpire. Finn Whalen might have gotten a call there. And Diego's had a pretty good 24 hours. Celebrated his 22nd birthday yesterday. Went 3 for 4 and scored 2 runs in the win against the Foresters. Another pitcher's pitch, nibbling at the outer corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Diego.
Here's an opportunity to come up big first team right here. Gavin Smith will score from second. He's about halfway to third already. And with 2 outs, he's going on anything.
Here's Murillo on the 1-2 count with 2 gone. The pitch, easy take outside as it bounces in the other batter's box. Chavez backhands it for ball 2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 2 runners on base. Blues trail 12-0. The leadoff man, E.J. Royal, stands on deck. He's 1 of 2. Murillo with his cherry red batting gloves, waggling behind his right ear. The 2-2. Murillo fists it into center field. It's falling fast. It drops in for a base hit. Hart will score, and so will Gavin Smith. 2 out, 2 RBI single for Diego Murillo. Makes it a 12-2 ball game. SLO finally gets on the board.
I have never heard this ballpark get that loud to cut the lead to 10 runs. And it's because fans get their cheap beer and cheap wine. But maybe a little bit of momentum for the Blues.
SLO finally able to cash in the bottom half of the 6th inning. There will be no shutout tonight as E.J. Royal steps in for San Luis Obispo. Diego Murillo just hit a bleeder into shallow center field to drive in 2 and make it a 12-2 game. Royal takes it low and outside, and that's ball 1. E.J. 1 for 2 today, a single and a pop out. Also walked in the 3rd and was stranded in scoring position. On the summer, he's batting .321 with an .804 OPS. 1-0, runner takes off to second. No one's covering the base, and for the second time tonight, Diego Murillo swipes second with no one looking.
The delayed steal works to perfection for Murillo, and now the Blues are threatening to score a 3rd run.
Earlier in this game, in the 3rd that is, Murillo just took off towards second. No one was covering first, no one was covering second. He just took the bag, and the same thing just kind of happened here with that delayed steal from Diego. Count moves 3-0 to E.J. Royal, who just took a pitch high and inside. Wind is dead out in center field. Don't see that often here. 3-0. E.J. takes it. It's a called strike, 3-1. Oftentimes you see it blowing from right to left, even blowing straight in, and on some occasions straight out. But not often at this time of night does the flag completely drape down the pole. The 3-1. EJ shoots it the opposite way. A weird kick to the second baseman Ramirez. He bodies it up, throws it to first. It's not in time. An error by the second baseman Ramirez as it took a funky kick. Murillo advances to third, and EJ's at first with the error by Ramirez.
Hey, man, the Blues will take it. It's a base runner, and you're down by 10. You need anything you can to try to get this game back.
Got to credit the Blues fans for the atmosphere at Sinsheimer. Their team is trailing by 10, and yet they've still found a way to make it a fun and uplifting atmosphere. I'd say it's rubbing off on us here in the press box. This is truly a unique venue in all of college summer baseball. First pitch to Caruso is grounded the opposite way. The shortstop Victorian will flip it over to second. They'll get the force out there, and the side is retired. But not before Murillo gives the Blues their first 2 runs of the ball game with his RBI single in the center. It's 12-2 San Francisco heading into the 7th on the SLO Blues streaming network.
The 7-year-old
Top half of the 7th inning here at Sinsheimer Stadium. The Blues have finally gotten themselves on the scoreboard. Diego Murillo hit a 2 RBI single in the 6th inning that lifted the atmosphere at Sinsheimer Stadium. First hitter in this inning for San Francisco. That'll be Caden Victorian, the shortstop, batting third. He bats right-handed, and the southpaw Chase Vialli heads out there for another inning of work for the Blues. From the windup, here's the 0-1. Pitch bounces in the dirt, and it's now 1 ball, 1 strike count. And for a game that has been so grim for the Blues, they have finally gotten on the board just in the 6th inning, trailing by a dozen against the Seagulls. As Victorian swings and misses for strike 2 here. This crowd has still found a way to stay optimistic, and it paid off with that 2 RBI single to now make it a 10-run lead for San Francisco. So still a steep hill to climb for the Blues, but they might be on their way entering the final third of this game. Here's the 1-2. Victorian tags it into left center field. Raymond moving there, and he won't have a play. It 5 hops the wall as Victorian rounds second. He wants a triple. The throw comes to the cut. It will not be in time as he slides feet first into the bag, and he's in some pain right away. 95 miles an hour off the bat of Caden Victorian, and he is reeling over at third base. Kind of a bang-bang play at the bag. The throw came in from the relay man, Cade O'Hara, at short. He gunned it over to third, and the ball might have hit him on the fly. Kind of tough to tell as some dirt kicked up on the infield with the slide by Victorian. Ardois had the glove there, but Victorian could have gotten hit in the stomach that time from the baseball. And we know O'Hara has got a very strong arm over at shortstop. So strong that he also acts as a late inning relief pitcher for San Luis Obispo. So that just kind of shows you how much this one really hurts to Victorian as he hobbles down the third base line and tries to walk it off. He straps off the gear as some Blues athletic trainers were there on the scene, but now they head back into the dugout. Victorian appears to be okay. He was flying around the bases though, and the way he's walking around third here indicates that he won't be having that speed within the next few moments. Not a crucial run for San Francisco, as like I said, they're up 12-2 against San Luis Obispo. The only thing that really matters right now is the health of Caden Victorian, and he does appear to be okay as he reels with his hands on his knees over at third. A couple of deep breaths with his sliding mitt in his left hand. Hasn't put it on yet, but the infield will play in against the left-handed hitting Jackson Bird, who's the only lefty in this lineup. First pitch to Bird is swung on and missed for strike one. Left on left matchup for the first time tonight in this ball game. Both teams are riddled with right-handed pitchers and right-handed hitters. This is kind of a rarity between these two teams. Here's the 0-1. Bird swings and misses on a changeup that crossed him up inside. 0-2 now to Jackson. The first baseman batting cleanup today is 0 for 4 today with a trio of strikeouts and a pop out to the third baseman Ardois in foul territory. A leadoff triple for Victorian puts him at third as the home plate umpire dusts the dirt off home plate. The chalk surrounding the dish is completely gone after so much action was provided by the Seagulls offense. They've worn away the white chalk surrounding home plate. Bird with an open stance hitches in the back of the imaginary box. 0-2 is poked straight back, and he gets another life here. No balls and 2 strikes. Jackson, today's first baseman for San Francisco, is actually listed as a pitcher on their roster. He's a two-way player who saw some action at the dish this past season at UC Riverside. Here's the 0-2. Bird swings and pops it up. It will go out of the stadium and foul. We'll do it again at 0-2. Primarily a pitcher. He used to be a Hornet at Sacramento State, where he was a two-way guy there. Actually hit .317 and 63 at-bats in his sophomore season with the Hornets. But not the same sentiment with the Highlanders, south of 200. 0-2 misses high and tight. The runner will stay at third as Bird puts up the stop sign.
Yeah.
The pitch popped in and out of the mid of Charlie Caruso for ball one. Vialli taking his time getting back to the rubber off the pitch that almost buzzed the tower of Jackson Bird. Standing on deck for San Francisco, it's Ethan Bergen, who is hitless today, 0 for 3 with a walk. Infield playing in, the wind is dead out in center field. No outs, the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Chase Vialli goes upstairs with the changeup and gets Jackson Bird to fish. First out of the inning, a golden sombrero for Jackson Bird with his 4th strikeout of the day, and it brings up Ethan Bergen with a runner on third. Bergen, like I said, 0 for 3. Reached on error, flew out to left, and grounded out to Ardois at third. Walked in the 6th and came around to score as a part of a 2-run inning. First pitch to Bergen, misses outside. Caruso backhands it, to keep that one from going into the backstop and bringing in a free run. Chase Vialli on the hill, trying to figure out his landing spot. Vialli's also shaking his left arm, which is not a great sign. Cade O'Hara, the shortstop, went to check in on him briefly and now is back in his position. The infield is playing in against Bergen. He takes it high here, 2-0. And still, Vialli's still messing with that landing spot that's far down the hill. And we've seen some problems with the mound at Sinsheimer Stadium, but nothing as bad as what Chase Vialli appears to be dealing with. Here's the 2-0. Bergen foul tips it as he sends it straight back, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, not often have we seen a pitcher go back to that same spot and try to swipe some dirt over it as much as Chase Vialli has here. If anything, I'm more concerned about what's going on with his throwing arm. He was shaking it a lot as he was wiping off that dirt on the rubber. So Victorian still at third. Vialli hasn't gotten to that arm in these past few moments. The pitch misses inside. It's 3-1 now to Bergen. Cade O'Hara exchanges some words with Vialli, making sure his health is okay. And the Blues know, as a pitcher, it's important to not push yourself because we witnessed someone blow out a UCL tendon earlier this season. 3-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. That was Scott Bauman of San Francisco State up against the Sonoma Stompers. It was a brutal moment, just trying to go, I'm good, I can pitch the rest of this inning. He was not after one warm-up throw. Out for the season. Long hold for Vialli. Here's the payoff to Bergen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pounded the fastball at 90 miles an hour on the outer black for strike 3.
Blues pitching has struck out 10 batters, but you wouldn't know it because they're still down by 10 runs.
Here's Jake Brewer. Brewer is 0 for 2 today, a strikeout, one of those 10 in the first inning. A fly out to center, a hit by pitch, and a walk. First offering, Brewer flinches, but it's a called strike, 0-1. So both times Brewer has reached base today, it was a walk and a hit by pitch. Falls under the category of a free 90 feet. And that goes back to the storyline of this evening for the Blues is beating yourself. Brewer checks his swing on a pitch inside. He didn't go around. It's off the plate, 1-1. And by that I mean making mistakes that are avoidable. Hitting a batter, walking a guy isn't always avoidable. But those walks were a part of a strand of 5 in a row in that inning. Brewer takes this one just off the plate outside, 2 balls and a strike. The crowd mildly groans on that pitch. They wanted that call. But both of those times that the Blues allowed a free 90 to get on base, in the case of Brewer, he's come around to score. That puts this game in a nutshell. 2-1, bounces in the dirt. Caruso keeps it in front, and the batter, Brewer, holds up the base runner Victorian at third.
And I mentioned the 10 strikeouts for Blues pitching, but they have given up 7 free bags either via the walk or the hit by pitch. When you tack on the couple of errors as well, that's 9 free bases that you've given up.
12-2 game, San Francisco leads. Here's the 3-1. Brewer moves his hands above the pitch inside. That's ball 4. Second walk of the day issued to Brewer. And the third one of Chase Vialli's outing. Vialli actually came to this game in the middle of the 6th after Cooper Bagby issued 3 walks in a row. And straight out the pen, Vialli walked 2 in a row, but luckily after that, got a line drive out to Murillo at second, who made a dazzling play, and a strikeout swinging to Alan Ramirez. So the inning stays alive for San Francisco as Carson Chavez steps up. Pick over to first, and the runner Brewer is back in time. Chavez was a part of that string of 5 walks in a row in the 6th. Aside from that, he was hit by a pitch, singled, and struck out. First offering misses high. Caruso Almost has to come out of his squat to get there, 1-0. Chavez, a Ram from Fordham University, is a rising junior from Long Beach, California. He created some lore this past season in 2025 with his Rams after hitting a walk-off against UMass. Pitch misses high. He flinches a little bit there, but he leaves it alone. 2 balls and no strikes. A walk-off double, that is, on March 22nd against the Minutemen of UMass. Runners at the corners. 12-2 lead for the Seagulls in the top of the 7th inning at Sinsheimer Stadium. The 2-0. Chavez leaves this one high. 3 straight balls to Carson. Aside from that, Chavez has an interesting fixation with college football uniforms, specifically the Oregon Ducks. You just look at his Twitter, there are college football jerseys everywhere. 3-0. He takes it inside. That's ball 4. Almost wore that one like the jerseys he looks at, but at the last minute turns his shoulders away and reaches on the second walk in a row issued from Chase Viale. Chavez has walked in back-to-back plate appearances, and that will load the bases for San Francisco, and Mac Galvin, who steps in with 2 outs. Galvin is 2 for 3 today, an RBI single, a double, and a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Galvin takes it low and inside. Caruso can't find it, but he does at the last second, and that's ball 1. A left fielder batting 8th. He walked the last time he was up. An uncommitted outfielder from Skagit Valley Community College, and a born and raised Canadian from Calgary. The 1-0, high and inside, 2 balls and no strikes to Matt Galvin. Now this past season with the Cardinals, where he was selected to the 2nd Team North Conference at Skagit Valley, he drove in 19 runs on his 40 hits, 2 home runs with a .255 batting average. Moves his hands above a fastball inside, and Viale is just really having difficulties finding the zone. 3-0, bases loaded, 2 outs. Seagulls up 12-2 in the top of the 7th against the Blues. Comes set at his chest. Viale strides and shoots. Pitch is a called strike on the inner part of the zone, 3-1. Chase gets his sign from home plate. Caruso trying to get on the same page as the lefty who stands in from the stretch. He continues to roll through them. Now he finally comes set. Here's the 3-1. Galvin swings and misses on a changeup for strike 2. And it's so fascinating in an outing where Viale has had difficulties finding the zone, but also had his stuff worked perfectly with those 2 strikeouts in a row in the beginning of this inning, that Caruso would call a changeup there. You would think that the fastball would be the most controllable option for Viale, but he goes to the combio and it works out for Galvin, or it works out for Viale. Here's the payoff. Galvin takes it low and outside, and that's ball 4. Chase Viale walks the bases loaded, and San Francisco extends 13-2, giving the Blues a little bit of a taste of their own medicine as San Luis Obispo beat them 13-1 just about a month ago in San Francisco. This is the 2nd time that these two are playing each other this summer to meet the CCL League standards of playing the CCL North teams 4 times. The Blues, after tonight, will play San Francisco 2 more times in a row before the All-Star break. First pitch swinging and missing here is Derek Waldvogel for strike 1. Waldvogel is 2 for 3 today. A pair of singles in the 2nd and 3rd, grounded out to 3rd, and then walked in the 6th. He stands in with his high pants and royal blue stirrup showing his white socks. 1-0 misses high and tight. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Top of the order stands on deck for San Francisco. It's Josh Hansen.
Viale has now faced 10 batters, and only 2 have put the ball in play. But he has given up 5 walks.
Here's the 1-1. Waldvogel swings and misses here for strike 2.
5 walks, 3 strikeouts, a hit, and a lineout has been the 10 batters that he's faced.
Bit of a manic outing for Chase Viale, but he tries to end it here in a 1-2 count with 2 gone against Derek Waldvogel, and the bases loaded with Seagulls. Viale slowly comes set. Holds and delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Viale gets him with the fastball as he blows it by Waldvogel and strands the bases loaded. But he did walk in a run to make it a 13-2 lead for San Francisco. We head into the bottom half of the 7th. It's time to stretch on the Slow Boost Streaming Network. Eric Furness leads it off in the bottom half of the 7th inning at Sinsheimer. We just finished stretching here on a beautiful night in San Luis Obispo. The wind blowing straight in from center. Furness takes the first pitch high and inside, and that's ball 1. Finn Whalen is back out there for another inning of work, and this is not only because he's pitching well against the Blues, allowing 2 runs on only 6 hits for San Luis Obispo, but because the Seagulls are low on arms as Furness fouls this one into the bleachers, and that's strike 1. There are only 2 other right-handed pitchers available for San Francisco this evening. And Whalen has just gone as far as he possibly could in this game. There is no one in the bullpen for San Francisco. The Gulls got some trust in their right-hander. Furness takes strike 2. 1-2 now to Eric, wearing no batting gloves right now. And Ryan and I have talked about how he's put them on, he's taken them off, he's put them on. It's just been a never-ending cycle for Eric. 1-2, Furness takes it in the dirt, and now an even 2-ball, 2-strike count to the outfielder from Cuesta College. Furness actually just graduated high school at St. Joe's, just down the road from San Luis Obispo in the neighboring city of Santa Maria, where he was a Mountain League MVP. 2-2. Furness sends it straight back and stays alive in this at-bat, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Mountain League MVP, and the Santa Maria Times named him an all-area MVP. As a matter of fact, there is one other Blue to receive those types of honors, and that would be former catcher Brody Miller from Rigetti High School. This is Furness, though, from St. Joe's. He transferred there from SLO High School a couple years ago. Here's the 2-2. Furness pops it up behind home plate. The catcher Chavez throws off his mask and at the fence, slides and didn't make the grab. Home plate umpire signals no catch, but a great effort by Chavez right at the netting to slide and try to get there. So Furness, again, gets another life here against Finn Whalen, the right-hander who is coming off a start on July 6th against the Sonoma Stompers, where he pitched in 4 2/3 innings. Whalen's entering his 7th here tonight. The 2-2. Furness takes it high and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Eric worked himself into a full count against Whalen. Furness, mind you, has yet to record an official college at bat. The payoff. Eric off the end of the bat, grounds it to third. Brewer with 2 hands gloves it and throws it over to first in time to retire Eric for the first out of the 7th inning. So Furness is gone in the bottom of the 7th, and that brings up Sam Ardois. Ardois left the bases loaded in the 5th, potentially the biggest opportunity for the Blues to score this evening, and he hit a high chopper to third, and Brewer made the easy 5-3 putout. But since then, the Blues have gotten a crooked number on the board, with Diego Murillo nestling a 2 RBI single into center field in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch, Ardois takes a sweeper low and outside. That's ball 1. Sam is 1 for 3 today. Scorched a double into the left center gap in the 4th inning. Aside from that, the aforementioned ground out to third and a fly ball out to center field. A swing and a miss here, and that's a strike to Sam Ardois. He sits in a 1-1 count against Whalen. Finn is a right-handed pitcher and a San Francisco native from Sonoma State University who has had to hit the transfer portal after their program went under this past season. 1-1. Ardois takes it, and that's strike 2. In the new age of name, image, and likeness, and the transfer portal, funding, and all those complications, Sonoma State has had to cut all athletics. So Ardois takes low here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. As a result, players like Finn Whalen have to find a new place to call home. And we're pretty familiar with that right here on the Blues. Hawk Hill, a relief pitcher for San Luis Obispo, is also a former Seawolf. 2-2, Ardois puts it in play on the left side, and the third baseman Brewer can't handle it as it trickles into left field. A base hit for Sam Ardois as he sharply rounds first and is aboard with a 1-out single.
Second hit of the day right there. You might call it some home scorekeeping, but Blues will take it. Ardois will take it. Buffs that average, buffs that on base.
And this one was hit hard, and it took some weird hops over to Brewer at third. He had to move to his left. Took a sharp one at the last second. Ticked off his glove and into left. Chalk it up as a hit. So a 1-out single brings up Logan Hart, who's 0 for 3 today. Whalen comes set. The righty delivers. Hart swings and misses on a changeup here for strike 1. And Whalen has got Logan's Hart number in terms of that changeup. He's gotten Hart to swing and miss on 2 strikeouts, one of the second, one of the fourth on that combo. And the left-handed hitting Hart just can't seem to figure it out tonight. 0-1. Logan takes another changeup, and it's a called strike. 0-2. Painting the outside corner to the big, tall left-hander from Cal State Fullerton.
Nate, this pitch right here, pitch 117.
Wow. That is work you don't see often in today's game. 0-2. Pick over to first. There will be no pitch, and Ardois is back in time.
And there's a reliever up on the bump, but he's not even throwing pitches. It kind of looks like this is Whalen's inning.
They're kind of idling around on the mound. You got a coach right next to him, not throwing anything, just kind of standing in darkness. The 0-2, swing and a miss, and Logan Hart goes down swinging for the 3rd time today. Once again, it was that changeup from Finn Whalen. Second out of the 7th inning. Sam Artois on first, and it brings up Gavin Smith. Blues trail 13-2 against the San Francisco Seagulls in the bottom half of the 7th at Sinsheimer. Middle of the infield, slightly shifted to the pull side of the right-handed hitting Smith, who is 2 for 3. Gavin bounces it to short. Candy hop to Victorian, who throws it over to first. Bird stretches, and the side is retired. Sam Artois is stranded after singling with 1 out, and that's all the Blues will get. No runs, no errors, 1 left on base. 13-2 lead for San Francisco. We head into the 8th on the SLO Blues streaming network. Top of the 8th, Blues trail by a lot. 13-2 against the San Francisco Seagulls, as the first batter in this inning will be Derek Waldvogel. He faces the new, quote, pitcher, Gavin Constantine.
Hey, man, he pitched last season, too.
He did. The 0-1. Waldvogel sends it up and out of play, and that's strike 2.
And call him whatever you want, but you pitching back-to-back seasons, you're a pitcher, man. You're a two-way guy. The Bonnie's got somebody who can bump it for him if they need it.
Yeah, Coach, check this out. That's a slider. This is high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kind of whiffling. One, 2. Yeah, fastball yanked outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
81.
Okay.
Last year we saw him top out at 79, so he must have been in the lab in the offseason.
Real G's move silent like lasagna. Or Gavin in this case. Slider, ooh, just misses below the zone for ball 3.
Call him Avin.
Constantine comes set. Payoff is popped up. Caruso throws off the mask behind home plate, and at the fence, he won't have an opportunity as it bounces into the grass bleachers.
All right, and he gave it to a little one. Sir, you're a good guy. Thank you very, very much.
Here's Waldvogel. 3-2 misses outside, ball 4. And I checked that. That's actually Josh Hansen who led off with that walk. So Hansen's on first. He takes off to second. Here comes the throw, and it's not in time. Why are we stealing second base, Ryan?
I don't know.
Good nugget.
And you're welcome for the elite analysis, guys.
But it's valid.
I mean, usually when that happens, you might see the next pitch right at the head of the batter.
There you go. Throws it over the head of the batter Ramirez, and the runner Hansen advances to third.
Not only did he throw it up and above the head of the batter, he also pumped it up to 83, which is the fastest pitch he's ever thrown as a Blue.
Where were you kind of moment. Infield playing in. And the pitch is in there. And it misses for a ball, 3-0.
Blues just doing anything they can
You
to
have
keep
some
it an
analysis
11-run
on
game.
this? Swing and a miss, strike one. Hacking on that 3-0 offering was Alan Ramirez at 80 miles an hour.
So against a position player, they drew a walk, stole second, and now are swinging 3-0. All the things you don't do up 11 runs with a position player bumping.
3-1. Ramirez takes it high, ball four. And that will put runners at the corners for San Francisco. So now it's Caden Victorian. Victorian has, I think, been the best hitter of the day.
Yes.
For San Francisco. You could argue Alan Ramirez, who just drew that walk, could be in that category as well. Grounds this one to third. Artois will go home, and they got the runner in a rundown. They'll flip over to the bag. Artois races him. They flip it again. Constantine tags him out. Two runners move into scoring position, and Victorian reaches on a fielder's choice as they tag out Josh Hansen in between third and home. So Hansen's tagged out. There's one out in the eighth.
All right, this is number 32, Jackson Bird. Late.
Here's Bird, who is 0 for 5 today with 4 punchies. First pitch, Bird sent it straight back for strike one. And, you know, I can't honestly blame Bird for this production because he's primarily listed as a pitcher who got less than 50 at-bats this past season at UC Riverside. 0-1, and Bird sends it straight back for strike two. Didn't produce that well against or with the Highlanders, south of 200. 7 hits. Didn't drive in any. Had one extra base hit. It was a double. Bird taps this one and sends it behind home plate. A changeup from Constantine keeps it at 0-2. Home plate umpire rushes out there to share some words with Gavin.
A bluebell in their first row down there.
So Caruso back in the squat, and up to bat, it's Bird. 2 runners in scoring position for Jackson. 1 out. Seagulls up big. 0-2 misses outside. The 1-2. Bird sends it straight back, and again, we'll do it again to the 1-2 count. Bird battling here against Gavin Constantine. It's kind of a funny battle here. A primary pitcher hitting against a primary position player on the rubber. You don't see that often, but you get a 13-2 game in the top of the 8th. Anything is possible. Here's the 1-2. Broken bat, grounder to second. Pump fake to home, and they'll flip it over to first. Murillo on the play that time, and Bird is 0 for 6 today.
I mean, you might have to think about putting Constantine in the rotation consistently. He's throwing strikes, man.
You know, this is how Kate O'Hara's story got started.
I mean, the Blues have had issues throwing strikes in today's ballgame. They've walked more batters than they've struck out. And Constantine has walked 2 guys, but he's getting the ball out over the plate for the most part.
Yanks this fastball here to Ethan Bergen at 80 miles an hour, who is 0 for 4 today with a walk. Infield playing at regular depth as Bergen chops this one foul down the third base line. 1-1 to the DH, batting 5th. Bergen in the transfer portal after a season at UC Riverside. He spent his first 2 seasons of college ball at Skyline, and he was a beast. 1-1, he pump fakes and takes the pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike now. A 2-time Coast North first-team all-conference catcher his 2 years at Skyline. Also earned a Gold Glove in 2024. Looper into center, and it drops in for a base hit. That'll chase home 2 runs as rounding first and heading into second is Bergen with a 2-out, 2-run double. And the top of the 8th inning, Seagulls make it a 15-2 game. And it's just putting salt on the wound here. While Constantine threw a strike, I mean, Bergen did exactly what you're supposed to do with it.
Next up for the Seagulls is number 29, Jake Brewer. And Bluebell trying to get people fired up down
4th extra base hit of the day for San Francisco as Jake Brewer steps in. First pitch to Brewer, and it's a ball. Bullpen empty. 1-0. Brewer chops it in front of the San Francisco dugout for strike 1. So, Ryan, we talk about the at-bats I'm going to get against you.
Yes.
1-1. Popped up and out of play, foul, strike 2. If you were given the chance to pitch in the CCL, could you record 1 out?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I'm pretty confident I can. I think maybe I am dumb. But
clip that.
I think that I am actually a half decent pitcher. Last time I threw a flat ground bullpen, it actually looked really good.
1-2. And hit in the lower back is Brewer as he tosses his bat and will go to first on the hit by pitch. Now let me raise the stakes a little bit for you, Brian. Could you get a strikeout?
Yeah.
I saw that slider, man.
In
it.
1 at bat? Or like, are we talking?
Let's do 10.
10 at bats. I think I could get a strikeout.
You could?
You give me 1 time through the Blues order, I think I'll get a strikeout.
Whoa. First pitch is a changeup and a called strike to Carson Chavez. You want to call someone out and get an AB against him, Ryan? 0-1 misses high and outside. 1-1.
No, not really. I don't want to get embarrassed. Honestly, this might sound crazy, but if I did, I would probably call it Eric Furness just because I would throw like a high schooler, and that's what he's used to seeing more than any of these other guys.
He'd probably hit one 111 miles an hour off.
As long as it doesn't actually hit me, I'll be okay with that.
I thought you were going to say Eric Furness just so you could see how hard he could hit it, like off the wall. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2. Misses low and outside. Now an even 2-ball, 2-strike count to Carson Chavez. Chavez 1 of 2 on the day. A single and a strikeout. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. 2-2. This one goes behind the head of Chavez, and I think that actually hit him. Another hit by pitch from Gavin Constantine loads the bases. I think now at this point, you stop trying to be cute. Throw strikes.
Yeah, and if you're the Seagulls, you're up 13, just free swing. Have fun up there. You're facing a position player.
Dean Traynor is coming out there to talk to Constantine. Injury, potentially. Athletic trainer is out there as well. Trainer is talking to Gavin, and the AT is right behind him.
Caleb's got a
hopefully Constantine isn't injured. It didn't look like anything went wrong there. Maybe the pitch behind the head, and hopefully Gavin's okay. It didn't pump it up that high with velocity, but you know, he's not used to throwing like that. You know, Gavin's arm is dangling. This is not a good sight. So this looks like Sebastian Lopez will come in to relieve Constantine. But everyone's heart kind of stopping here at Sinsheimer. Gavin's arm may be hurt. He's getting some high fives to the dugout. It might be okay. But a concerning sight at Sinsheimer Stadium, to say the least. So here's Sebastian Lopez who's warming up. We'll go to break here, and we'll tell you more about him after this. Slow Boost. So here we go. It's Sebastian Lopez, another position player in for the Blues. Matt Galvin swings at the first pitch and lines it to left. Andrew Ramick comes in to make the grab, and the goal stand, the base is loaded, but they get two more. Bottom of the eighth we go. 15-2 San Francisco on the Slow Boost Streaming Network.
All right, fans.
A new pitcher for the San Francisco Seagulls in the bottom half of the 8th inning, Reese Appleby. He's a right-hander and a sophomore from San Francisco, and is a Mustang from Cal Poly SLO at 5'9", 185 pounds. He will face Drew Raymond, who made the final putout in the bottom half of the 8th. Raymond takes strike 2. Raymond takes strike 3. Raymond goes down looking on strikes against Reese Appleby for the first out of the 8th. Well, Appleby is listed as a Cal Poly Mustang, but not for the Division I program, for the club team at Cal Poly SLO.
Hey man, the club team was second ranked in the nation.
They're legit, really legit. So it's Cade O'Hara now. Today's starting shortstop for the Blues. SLO trails by more than a dozen against the San Francisco Seagulls. First pitch. O'Hara takes it inside. That's ball 1. And Cal Poly finished an undefeated season in club baseball. 15-0. Appleby comes set, delivers. 1-0. That's a called strike, 1-1 to O'Hara. Appleby had a 2.31 earned run average this past season at Cal Poly. Pitched in 11 2/3 innings. 16 strikeouts to his 5 walks. 1-1. O'Hara swings and misses for strike 2. This is pretty legit, man. I mean, a 2.31 and one of the best club teams in the country. A sub-1 whip at .77. It's pretty good. Here's the 1 out and a 1-2 to O'Hara. The pitch misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Only gave up 3 hits and 11 2/3 innings pitched. No home runs. Only 3 earned runs as well. Appleby comes set, strides and shoots. 2-2, O'Hara goes down, swinging and missing. Back-to-back Ks for Reese Appleby. That's 2 outs in the 8th.
Club guy, but he's bringing it to these Division I players and Raymond and O'Hara. You know, O'Hara played in the SEC.
I mean, these are legit numbers here. I don't care if it's club. I mean, this is like, we're talking like a club team that can play Division I mid-major teams, I feel like.
Yeah, it's one of the best, if not the best, club teams in the nation this last year, and he was a good pen arm for them.
First pitch to Murillo. This is outside, ball 1.
He just finished his freshman year, too, so wow. He still has 3 years that he could play club baseball. Maybe he's trying to play at the next level.
We've seen that story at Cal Poly before with a club pitcher playing D1 and eventually played professional baseball. That would be Jason Franks from Cal Poly. He started out as a club baseball player at the school. He played 2 seasons there. A 1.42 ERA with 52 strikeouts and 38 innings his sophomore season. Made the jump to Cal Poly, now playing professional baseball with the Braves. Popped up, and there won't be any play for strike 2.
Just go back down.
Okay.
All right, kids, listen, if that's in the bushes, we have
Complete game, 3 hitter, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts over Long Beach, 5 scoreless innings. Against UCLA, where he had 10 strikeouts, and Nevada, where he had 8 strikeouts. Dang. Even his freshman year, he was pretty solid.
Franks is from Novato, California.
He goes to the same high school as Cole Chamberlain, or went to the same high school as Cole Chamberlain.
Forrester committed to Coastal Carolina. Catcher who we saw yesterday smoke a double. Here's the 2-2. Murillo takes it high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Franks ended up being an 8th round draft pick in the 2022 amateur draft to the Atlanta Braves. What a story that is. Poke the opposite way and down the right field line, a base hit. Murillo rounds first. He'll go into second base. The throw's offline, but it's kept in the infield by Victorian. Murillo, in the heat of the night, gets a double.
Hum you, Diego Murillo.
Why not, right?
Hum you. 3-hit day. Back-to-back 3-hit days for Murillo. And he's 6 for his last 8.
You know, Jason Franks, who we're talking about, you know, the success story of being a club baseball player to Division I to pro, actually played in the CCL for the Healdsburg Prune Packers in 2022. Wow. They're now in the Pacific Empire League, but the Prune Packers used to run the CCL.
Not only did he play in the CCL, he dominated the CCL. Nate, 25 strikeouts in 14 innings with a 0 ERA.
Is that good?
Yeah. 16 strikeouts per 9 innings. Now, a former Division I Cal Poly Mustang who played at the club level and now plays professional baseball.
EJ pops it up and foul ground. The catcher, Chavez, can't find it, but he won't have a play as it bounces into the orange row. 1-1 to Royal. So that's your history lesson on Jason Franks. This is not Jason Franks. This is Reese Appleby, trying to follow in those footsteps. On the right path so far. He's got some time too. We just said he's a true freshman or going into his sophomore year at Cal Poly. Here's EJ, who's 1 for 3 today. 1-1. Royal takes it off speed low, 2 balls and a strike. Royal reached on error, singled, popped out to short, and walked this game. The 2-1. EJ takes it inside, 3 balls and a strike now. Approaching the 3-hour, 30-minute mark in the bottom of the 8th. Blues down 15-2. Royal takes strike 2. 2 outs, Diego Murillo at second base following a double. Payoff. Royal grounds it to short. It gets into center field. Murillo will score. EJ's at first. A base hit for EJ Royal. And the 3rd run of the day for the Blues.
Beer 1 is still open. We were double checking. So that's Blue score, you score. $3 Miller Lights, $4.
Hey, man, might not mean much in the game, but to the fans who are still here, Beer 1 is still open. They're getting their Miller Lights. They're getting their wine, man.
That's got to be the best sentence you could ever tell a Blues fan. Beer 1's open.
Beer 1's open. You're down 12. They don't care. They just want their beer.
Caruso swings and misses strike 1.
Shoot, if I was still at a ball game and my team that I'm rooting for is down 12, a couple of beers might be the only thing to get me through the rest of the game.
Appreciate these Blues fans that are still out here tonight.
It's got chilly, too. It's under 60 degrees now after a 69-degree start.
Oh, Caruso almost hit by a pitch up and inside. Has to get out of the way. 1 ball and a strike. 1-1. Caruso breaks his bat as he pounds it into the ground on the right side of the infield. The first baseman, Bird, will take it himself. The side is retired. E.J. Royal scores Diego Murillo on an RBI single from second base. 15-3 San Francisco into the ninth on the SLO Boost streaming network. Sebastian Lopez back out there at the top of the ninth. First pitch swinging and sending it straight back is Derek Waldvogel. 0-1. Waldvogel takes it low and outside. Ball and a strike. One 1. Waldvogel chops it down the third base line and it's foul. We're at that point in the night, Ryan. You know, it's late, and we appreciate the 51 fans that are watching right now. A big shout out to you guys. Seriously, genuinely. 1-2. Waldvogel takes low and outside, 2-2. Really appreciate the commitment and the support for us. Really do.
Yeah.
2-2. That misses inside as well. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It does not go unnoticed. The payoff. Waldvogel takes it, strike 3. Sebastian Lopez records a strikeout in the top of the ninth. First out of the inning.
How bad at Seabass? Have yourself some fun out there. He's thrown 2/3 of an inning. Perfect.
We got some tacos to eat.
Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, I mean, that's the 12th strikeout of the day for Blues pitching, as Nate's going to dig into some 9-inning-old tacos.
Well, someone ate them, dude.
All of them?
Who ate my tacos? Oh, my gosh.
Is there more?
Oh, we got some.
Oh. What are we complaining about, man?
2 bites and then gone? Look at this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got 2 half of a tacos. Makes a full taco.
Still really good.
Yeah, you got a tri-tip one?
Yeah.
And a carnitas one?
Carnitas one.
Perfect.
Shout out to Old SLO.
Are they still good? They're 3.5 hours old.
It actually is still really good.
Yeah.
They hold true. First pitch just misses low to the leadoff man, Josh Hansen. This one's a strike, 1-1. So usually, I grab the tacos initially because, 1, I'm hungry, but 2, bottle of hot sauce for Sebastian Lopez. This one's popped up, and there will be no play, a foul ball for strike 2. I could really use some right now. If we have a bottle in here, I'd appreciate that.
I don't know if we do.
I don't think we do.
We know if there's any hot sauce in here? Maybe we can get our director of marketing, Zach Eagle, to throw one up to us.
That'd be huge. Here's the 1-2. Hansen pounds it to third. Artois can't make the play. That's a base hit for the leadoff man, Josh Hansen, his second of the day. Hansen is now 2 of 5 on the evening. Pair that with a hit by pitch and a walk. That's a tough play for Artois, too. It kind of took a weird hop. Didn't know if it was going to bounce up again or roll down. And Artois backpedaled a little bit, tried to play it on the correct hop, but just didn't go his way. Now batting here, it's Alan Ramirez, who's having a pretty solid day. 3 runs driven in, a pair of singles, and a double. Couple that with a walk and 2 runs scored. Ramirez pops it up and out of the stadium for strike 1.
Be careful, please be careful. But if you catch it, take it home.
It's actually not Hansen's second hit of the day because that was Mark Zhu.
Ramirez late on another fastball from Lopez, as this one's fouled off as well.
Nice try with the glove there.
Now Mark Zhu, as an outfielder and a native of San Francisco, currently uncommitted right now.
Good job,
He stands in at, or did stand in at 6'1", 195. Here's the 1-2. This one low in the dirt, and Ramirez leaves that one 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did we get anywhere in that hot sauce?
No.
That's all right. 2-2. Ramirez takes it high. A full count now from Sebastian Lopez. Here's the payoff. Ramirez pops it up high in the night sky. Shallow left field. The shortstop O'Hara loses his hat and makes the 2-handed squeeze. Alan Ramirez is retired. And there's 2 outs now in the top of the 9th inning.
Now batting for the Seagulls, it's number 20, Victor Rain.
Here's Kean Victorian. A triple, a pair of singles, 2 runs driven in, 2 runs scored, and a strikeout today. Return to sender. He smokes it back up the middle, and that's a base hit with 2 outs. Well, 4th hit of the day for the shortstop Victorian. Zhu moves into second base. Victorian's at first with 2 gone, and now Jackson Bird gets his 7th try of the day.
For attempt number 7, he got himself a new piece of lumber. 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts, and he is done with that red bat.
He's the only player today to not reach base safely for San Francisco, as Caruso can't squeeze that fastball in the outer corner, but it misses off the plate, 1-0. A big swing and a miss here. I know last season with the Blues, we had 2 valedictorians on our roster, Max Lane and Nico Button. Well, Jackson Bird was a valedictorian at Alpha Charter High School, as this one's fouled off and out of play, 1-2.
Track it down, take it home, courtesy of Fortin's Fireplace Shop.
2 runners on, 1 at first, 1 at second. Seagulls up 15-3. 1-2, it's a dribbler at home plate, and it's foul. Gulls lead by a dozen. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Lopez tops out at 84 miles an hour as he paces into the dugout. Bottom of the 9th, 15-3 Seagulls on the Slow Boost Streaming Network. Eric Furness leads it off for the Blues in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Furness's first pitch swinging as he pounds it into the ground at short. Victorian throws it over to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom half of the 9th. Blues trail by a dozen against the San Francisco Seagulls in a game that got out of hand immediately.
Yeah. 10 runs in the first 3 innings.
The Blues didn't record their first run up until the 6th. There's a 2 RBI single from Diego Murillo. We talked about providing a spark plug all game. Murillo did all he could to do that, and the Blues just couldn't pounce on top of that. Ardois takes the first pitch high and inside. That's ball 1. Ardois has sort of found his power stroke this summer with San Luis Obispo. He rocketed an extra base hit in the 4th. That was a double.
4 games with extra base hits in a row.
He's seen it well, especially after committing to Northwestern State. Ardois takes it in their first strike.
I'd say he's been a demon at the plate.
You sure could. Logan Hart stands on deck, the former Seagull. 1-1. Ardois takes low and outside. Now 2 balls and a strike now to Sammy. And Ardois and I were talking about the MLB draft today, as it is on Sunday. It was a timely conversation. 2-1 misses inside. I recently hopped on a podcast to talk about the draft as it pertains to the Colorado Rockies. And we were thinking, I was asking the boys down there, hey, like, who do you think will go top 4? And Ardois goes, me. And we go, well, I don't see any projection boards, Sam. He goes, only thing stopping me is me. And I might get that tattooed on myself. He walks here with 1 out.
I mean, that's a great mindset to have.
I love that.
But, Sam, I'm sorry to break it to you. I don't think you're getting drafted.
I did read Baseball America this morning. He unfortunately was not on there.
Yeah. I mean, if he keeps hitting the ball like this, you never know at some point. But, I don't think he even has declared for the draft. So,
No.
Therefore, impossible for him to get drafted.
Hit hard to second. They'll go to second for 1, but can't quite turn the double play as Hart beats it out. Ardois forced out at second base following his walk. And it's Gavin Smith now. Smith is 2 for 4 with a pair of singles.
Next up for your Blues, number 10, Gavin Smith.
Nate, who's today's dog of the day?
Diego Murillo.
Yeah. I was thinking Alan Ramirez.
Well, here's Gavin Smith. One out, runner goes. No throw to second.
That's going to be another fast
Hart in scoring position. Uncontested stolen base. Catcher's indifference.
The Blues are threatening.
Don't look now.
Is this the dagger?
This is inside 2-0.
4714.
Probably a bad time to check, but I really want to know what percent the
I'm
moon
finding
is
it.
at. Ryan's going to try to get us the moon before the game's over. 3-0. Smith swings and misses for strike 1, and Hart will take third.
That's another seat cushion, fast beat seat cushion, courtesy of Promotional Concepts for number
15-3 San Francisco, an embarrassing loss for San Luis Obispo, especially trying to make a playoff push, half a game outside of a playoff spot. It's a tough one to swallow. 3-1. Smith goes the opposite way. It's popped up, but Waldvogel will have a play as he catches it into his palm. And this ball game is over at 9:39 p.m. This one finally comes to a close. The Blues drop it big time against the San Francisco Seagulls. 15-3 at Sinsheimer Stadium. And from the get-go, the Blues were playing from behind. I mean, Ryan mentioned it a little earlier. 10 runs in the first 3 innings. That is not necessarily a recipe for success. Cavidal gave up 8 runs, 6 of them earned, and 1 in 1/3 innings pitched. It's just not going to cut it for postseason baseball in the CCL. A rough outing for Cavidal and a rough outing for the offense in San Luis Obispo. This is a team in the San Francisco Seagulls that has allowed more walks and hits than any other program in the CCL, and they just couldn't quite capitalize on that. The Blues got 9 hits, but only 3 runs to show for it, and those errors were present once again for the Blues. An extreme lack of focus game today for San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, you could tell off rip that this team was not focused. They were not ready to go for today's game. They got a nice win yesterday and thought of today as a day off against the last place Seagulls, but the Seagulls took it to them. I can report back the most disappointing thing of the night is
speaking of focus.
There's no moon.
I mean, there's no moon.
I think Gru stole it.
We are coming off a full moon evening. So the Blues finished this one in 3 hours and 34 minutes. This is somewhat of a devastating loss for San Luis Obispo. And we'll check back in tomorrow, a Saturday game at 4 p.m. against the same team, the San Francisco Seagulls, as we inch closer and closer to the All-Star break, which starts on Monday. Thank you, everyone, for staying this late with us on the Slow Blue Streaming Network. Ryan and I genuinely appreciate your support of us all season long, and we thank you for tuning in for another game of Blues baseball on SBSN. That'll do it from us here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Have a great night, everyone. Blues drop it 15-3.